The following is an Ellwood City Sports production.
Two to the right. Quick pass out there to Dom Ho. He gets up to the 50-yard lines. He's got blockers down. He goes, makes a man miss. He's got the first down. Does a little wiggle all the way. He's still on his feet. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! Hand off the Partridge. Tucks it in the left hand. He's up the left side, and he's going to go all the way. At the 10, the 5, touchdown! 4th and 15. It's all down to this. Back to pass. Give and chase. Throws it out there, and he's hit. He's short of the line again. He's short of the line again.
With the free kick. Nice header by Keystone Oaks. But taken there by Huth.
Shot on net.
And it's a goal!
Puts it up, and down it goes. That's the game! Playoff win for the Wolverines. Inbound to Caleb serving. Yes! It's gone! Shoots it. It's over! The boy is over! The Wolverines win!
Side field, chasing his left fielder. It's going to go all the way out of the ballpark. A home run. Contact there, deep, sending back the center fielder up to the fence line. A base hit there for Luke Raleigh. She will turn and go to third on the triple.
Hi, friends, and a very pleasant good evening as we come to you tonight from Bessemer, Pennsylvania, Mohawk High School, where the Ellwood City Wolverines have traveled to take on the Mohawk Warriors. What a beautiful night for football all across western Pennsylvania here. We are on the rooftop tonight of the press box, so we're up here nice close to the sun here for a few more minutes. But a beautiful night here that Mohawk is putting on for the first responders and Military Appreciation Night. They just wrapped up their pregame festivities with that, and a great job, as always, done by Mohawk. Probably one of my favorite places to come and broadcast from. Brad, I think maybe one of your top favorites too. Thad Sturgeon alongside Brad Windhorst, and on camera, as always, Mr. Dakota Marshall. Brad, what a great football game we have in store here tonight.
Oh, the sun's out. Yes, it's casting a little bit of a shade from the left side of the field, but what a beautiful night. It's sunny. We had a little bit of fireworks. Military, veterans, first responders night here at Mohawk Stadium. What a better and great event. And I tell you what, that field looks so beautiful looking at that red, white, and blue.
Yep, they've done some work, and we'll get to some names. I have them, Brad, some people here at Mohawk that did that. You'll notice as Dakota pans across the field throughout the evening what they've done here for red, white, and blue. But there is a football game to take on tonight, the first section game for both schools coming here tonight in the Mid-Atlantic Conference. Both teams coming in with a record of 1-2.
Yeah, and on your screen are those 2A2 MAC standings. And yes, folks, we do already have a section game in the books, and that was last night. You were catching it live with James Dodson's crew there at Union High School on Lawrence County Sports Network. A big victory for crosstown rival of Ellwood, the Riverside Panthers. A 9-7 victory over the Union Skull Ace. 9-7, a 38-yard field goal on a snap that hit the ground. A good hold, went right over the crossbar. It was good. Riverside is officially the first WPIL team this year with a section win. And you can look at those standings. Yes, nothing on the right side, all bunch of zeros, because tonight, like you said, we kick off the MAC section.
And a lot of great games across the WPIAL, and we'll keep you apprised of them as the evening goes on. In regards to tonight's game, as I said, both teams coming in with a record of 1-2. The Wolverines Coming in off of a tough loss last week to Neshannock. They led the whole game except for the last 13 seconds.
13 seconds.
And they found themselves on the losing side. Before that, they were able to handle Shenango 21-0, and the season opener to Laurel 43-14. On the flip side, Mohawk coming in, won the first game of the season against Neshannock 37-20. And then offensively, there's been some struggles for Mohawk in the last two games, only scoring 6 points against, I will say, a very good Laurel team early in the season as they lost to Laurel 36-6. And then I think the surprise of last week, as we look over all the scores, Shenango and young Caleb McConnell, the freshman quarterback from Shenango.
We saw him for a drive or two in our game, and I tell you what, you and I, including Dakota, looked at each other like, okay, this guy may be something.
And check out
freshman.
Cody Patterson had a very nice article on him today.
Yes, he did.
And our friend Cody from the Newcastle News. But Shenango was able to win that game 24-0. The Warriors have gone 5 quarters without a score. And
that changes tonight.
I think that does change tonight. And one of the biggest things that to go with that is the injury to Cash Stratton, the senior running back, lower body injury. We know he's out tonight. Unfortunate. He was a lot of the offense, because that offense, you're planning on being so good because of the super athletic Bobby Fadden. If you followed us at all, if you follow high school sports at all in Lawrence County over the last 3 years, Bobby's now a senior. Newcastle News, top 10 athlete of the year last year. He's great on basketball. He's over 1,000 points already. He's on the golf team. And then he's on, of course, here the football team and taking the helm at the quarterback position.
Yeah, and if you talk to any of the coaches for Mohawk, it's just simple. It's like one phrase. He's just a dude. He can do anything on the field, on the court, in the baseball. He's just a dude that is an athlete. And you can put him out anywhere, and who knows, maybe tonight we could maybe see him in some weird formation.
You see
never
all
know.
the stats that you sent us. In his freshman and sophomore year, he had 63 receptions. And then I think out of necessity, they moved him to the quarterback here the last 2 years. But Brad, you got some team stats there you can go over?
Well, the records between these two teams are the same, 1-2, and in reality, they play very similar. They got here different ways, especially obviously in different weeks. But they both faced Laurel, and both of them faced an uphill battle in those games. You can see it on the screen, folks. Both these teams in the minus in terms of points per game for and against. 18 versus 23. And then you look over at Mohawk, it's 14-26. Obviously, that's indicative of the last 5 quarters being outscored. But both these teams are able to move the ball, both averaging over 200 yards per game. Ellwood was 637. Obviously, Mohawk 752. The numbers are a little bit skewed in terms of how they did it, though. Mohawk, obviously with Bobby Fadden, they threw the ball very well against Neshannock and then leaned on the running game. Ellwood kind of threw well in Shenango, but everywhere else, obviously, 478 on the ground. That kind of balances out. Two teams very, very close and even across the stats pages.
And I think that's going to set up for a very, very competitive football game tonight. Brad's calling this the W Series.
Yes. Yep. We'll put that up
real quick.
First,
Brad, before we get to the W Series. This team, these guys have played a bunch of times going back to 1938.
Well, this is going to be, I believe, the second it would be the third longest series of this schedule.
Yeah, maybe not in games, but as far as decades played back to the 1930s, that game was 7-0, a loss by Ellwood City. Let's just go ahead and fast forward about 87 years to last year, 2024. Mohawk owned Ellwood City for the 7 years before that. Ellwood was able to get the win last year, 41-34. In a great game, if you recall, Brad, back and forth. And
that game was basically which team was going to stop another on one drive, and that was the difference, a 7-point win for the Wolverines. And you look at those numbers, again, across the board, most points scored, biggest victory. The only difference maybe a little bit skewed is the total shutouts, Mohawk 4, Ellwood just 1. But look at the points per game. Mohawk averaging 21.1, Ellwood averaging 22.4. folks, it is very close in the W
It's kind
Series.
of the Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers numbers type there. So, Brad, you got some keys to the game from your perspective?
Well, we like to try and change things each week, but the offense for the Mohawk Warriors is very similar to last week with Gino Mazzocco and the Shannick Lancers. Again, it's going to be the same thing. Contain and maintain the pocket. We know Bobby Fadden, he's got 4 different things. He's got 4 limbs. He can throw left, he can throw right, he can run left, he can run right. So you got to watch the pass game, but maintain the pocket. If he runs, look out, folks. The outside edge is alive. Big splash plays. That's what defeated Mohawk last week. If you go back and look at it, McConnell hit 2 seam passes, and if we're looking on your screen to your right around the 15-yard line, a 40-yard pass. On the opposing side, a 47-yard pass. If he doesn't complete those, maybe Shenango's not up 14-0 in the early going. Big plays tonight. Watch the kickoff and punt returns. I see something happening there. And then obviously the most important thing, if you're going to have a 7- and 8-minute drive, you got to convert on 3rd and 4th down and then ultimately put up some points.
And that's an interesting point. You talk about time of possession, Brad. Right now the Wolverines are, 80 to 60?
It's
lopsided. We're almost like 28% more. I did that math at home, actually.
And if they complete a 3rd and 4th down, think about those numbers. That could be 100 to 40 real fast.
You're talking about your keys to the game, and even from the Ellwood City side, they're 11 for 39 on 3rd downs. That's 39 times they made it to 3rd down and only converted 11 of them for 28% of the time. On the flip side, you don't want to live and die by this. They're 48%, 7 of 15 on 4th down. And defensively, they're doing pretty well on that. For the Wolverines so far this year, the turnovers are about even. They've given up 9 and taken 8. So I think the turnovers could also be as any week. We saw how big the turnover was last week with the pick 6. We thought that was really going to help out by Barbario in that game against Neshannock. Unfortunately, just ran out of time. Here come the Wolverines out onto the field with the EC and American flag. Anthony Barbario carrying the EC flag.
And number 8 with the American flag.
And
Cameron Mills.
Cameron Mills now with the American flag. Just says about 3 minutes away from kickoff. If they do things historically, we'll probably be about 2 minutes away from doing that. So the officials for tonight's game are Tony Lascola, Darren Baver, Kurt Frazier, Eric Sosich, Kevin Malone, and Mike Spagnola. So we certainly want to thank our officials for their tasks this evening. Here come the Warriors, number 60 for the Warriors, carrying the American flag.
And then number 77. So 60, that is Trey Gangon, and number 77, Dan Monaco.
So, and Dan was homecoming king last week. So congratulations to King Monaco. And early homecoming, but they got that one out of the way for Mohawk. And got some fireworks going off here. And I love this stadium. I love being up on top. You got the trees in the background. There's cornfield about 300 yards away. So you're out in the country when you come to Mohawk and play here. A great crowd on the Mohawk side, and on the opposing side, Ellwood City, they're filtering in as we're getting closer to the time for kickoff. A lot of big games going on around the MAC. Of course, we've got Ellwood City and Mohawk. New Brighton is at Freedom. Western Beaver at Beaver Falls. South Park at Steel Valley. Neshannock and Rochester actually was postponed till Saturday, and then it came out there about midday today that it was going to be postponed to a later time because Rochester, not a big roster for Coach Phillips down there, and there's some sickness, and they just did not have the players to play. Northgate is at Shenango. Tomorrow, Laurel will be playing at Bishop Canavan. Yock is at Newcastle, and Thomas Jefferson is at a very good Avonworth. That should be a good game. Jefferson, Avonworth.
I'll add to it, Thad. That Freedom New Brighton game, That could get interesting. Two teams trending in the right direction.
Yes, they are. And
you never know.
It could be a little telling. I know we start conference play here tonight.
So it looks like on our field here, the captain's wise, it'll be Mohawk receiving. They won the toss and will receive. Their captains are number 4, Bobby Fadden, number 11, Joe Nail, 75, Franklin Kelly, and then obviously number 77, Dan Monaco. For the Wolverines, it's Colton Gullo, number 9, number 18, Tyler Smiley, number 39, Declan O'Brien, and then number 76, Tristan Reynolds. So Mohawk will receive first, and that was their choice. They wanted to go on offense first. I always like deferring, but
well,
I think they got something to prove, Thad.
I don't know. I was just going to say we're on the same page. You got 5, an offense that's struggling. And let's be honest, we would sit down a month ago, and you kind of had the feeling that Mohawk could very well be the team to beat in this Mid-Atlantic Conference coming into it. And that's why you line up and you play them between the 100 yards and the 53 side to side, correct?
Yep. 100 this way and 57
across. I was trying to be
feet.
cute there, and it backfired on me. Anyway, you got to line up and play, and sadly, injuries are part of every team. So Mohawk will be going. Here's a run up and the kick, squib kick, and it's going to be jumped on right there at about the 42-yard line.
Was it number 21?
Number 21
is Cole McDaniel. Jumps on that ball to start the game. So here come the Mohawk Warriors in the Bobby Fadden show. Will be in there at quarterback. The center for the Mohawk offense is Franklin Kelly. Right guard Trey Gangone. And Braden Radzaminski there at right tackle. Rosick, number 56, and Monaco taking out that left side. Here we go. First offensive play of the game is we have Bobby Fadden in the shotgun, 3 wide outs left. He looks back to pass, throws it out there, and that ball is tipped.
57.
And a nice play. Number 57 of the Wolverines with the tip, Drake Davis. And good to see Drake getting active right from the start.
I tell you what, Thad, he could be an X factor. He'll tell you, he likes hockey, but his first sport now, starting late, is football. And what a game in that Shenango, their defense line. He carried over to Neshannock, hoping for more tonight.
And I don't know if you realize this or not, but if you see a plane flying over, Drake Davis might be flying it.
Yeah, that is very
true. He's getting his pilot license, so kind of fun stuff going on there. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. Fadden back in the shotgun once again. There's a handoff. Tries to break it. Finds a little bit of a seam there. Gets positive yardage. Looked like he was going to get more. Got 3 yards taken down there by Declan O'Brien as Lucas Stratton, the freshman, the younger brother to Cash Stratton, who we talked about in pregame with the injury. So they're going to give him about 4 yards on that play. I tell you what, if you're Coach Dan Browdy right now and you can come in here, lose the coin toss, and get him to go with a 3 and out.
Oh, that
would be pretty big to start things off. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left.
Let's see if we get Joe Nail in action here with the tight end position.
Somebody moved way too quick there,
boy.
And going to take that 3rd and 6 back to a 3rd and 11.
Yep.
About 3 seconds on the play clock when that happened as well.
Well, I tell you what, Thad, that could be something next week. Could be one of our keys of the game is penalties. Penalties have been killers so far for both teams we've seen.
On both sides of the ball. But did you see that time Fadden almost started off in a H-back kind of position just to maybe catch him out. So 3 wide outs to the right. Stratton dotting the I as Fadden awaits the snap. Nothing on the left side. Fadden back to pass. Surveys. Got a little bit of time. Gives chase. Rolls around there. Still chasing. Going on. Oh,
fumbles the ball. Cameron Mills picks it up.
He's at the 5. Touchdown! Cam Mills. And that was started by Drake Davis getting in there to get around Fadden as Fadden was dancing around, running around, trying to get away. Could not do it. Loses the handle of the ball and into the end zone, about a 18-yard fumble return.
14 officially. 14
official. return, and the Wolverines lead 6-0, yet to run an offensive play. That is huge.
Wow. In fact, that went from the 41 all the way to the 14. Wow.
So Aiden Huth now on to attempt the extra point. And that kick is honey mustard. It's good as Aiden Huth makes the score 7-0. As you said, Brad, that play started at the 46-yard line. Fadden, and initially I thought he had time, and I think it was Cam Mills who came from that linebacker position, shot up through there. He got away from him. Drake Davis was given chase. I want to think PJ was in there too. And as Fadden tried to turn to get away from about the 20-yard line, lost the handle of the ball, and alertly, sophomore Cam Mills picks the ball up. And green grass in front of him as he gets into the end zone. It's 7-0 at the 10:33 mark here in the first quarter.
Wow, what a start. And you said it, Thad. Not only to shut him out on 3 plays after kicking away, to get points. Your offense hasn't even touched the field yet.
So
wow.
Now in there to kick off for the Wolverines is Aiden Huth. High,
like
short,
that kick.
end over end kick, and just takes it wisely there at the 34-yard line. Was number 7, Landon Wallace. So the Mohawk offense is going to try again, this time starting from, I'm going to say, the 33-yard line. So really in that first series, just 3 plays. They tried one pass and 2, or 1 run and 2 pass plays. Now Fadden, everything in tight, bunch formation, left side of the line.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what
Hard
happened.
count, and that's going to be a false start.
Yep. Yeah, the false start against Mohawk. I almost think that the center just didn't snap the ball.
No.
The hard count made the Warriors line all go, and Fadden was still sitting there waiting for the ball. So 2 early penalties here on Mohawk. They've just ran 5 offensive plays. 2nd and 15 now. Ball goes back to the 28-yard line. Fadden in that shotgun. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 far right. Hand off to Stratton. Finds room around that left side. Gets some blocks. He's still on his way. He's at the 50. And a great pickup there for young Stratton. Brought down by Dom Hogue, but not after. A 24-yard gain as he takes the ball into Ellwood City Wolverine territory and gets it down to the 48-yard line.
So officially a pickup of 24 yards, and that's a big first down the easy way on the ground for the Warriors.
So it's officially a 24-yard run for Stratton.
I tell you
And
what.
you want to talk about the big plays. Either one of these teams have had big plays. Right now, coming into this game, the Warriors are averaging about 2.4 yards per carry. You do many 24 yards. There's Fadden. Looks like he's going to have the keeper this time. Looks for a seam and gobbled up there and taken down. Colton Gullo hit him high. I want to say Drake Davis was down low to bring down Fadden, limiting the gain. I really thought the way that play was developing, Brad, that Fadden was going to find that seam to cut up through. But give the Wolverines linebackers credit for getting in there to close down that lane. Really only going to give a yard on the play.
That play, by the way, that 24-yard gain, that was after a minus 23 on that fumble, basically. So 5 plays, 1 yard. Now they're basically 6 plays, 2 yards. Yep. Under 10 on the play clock.
Unofficial stats.
Unofficial stats, yes.
So 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and a
boy.
timeout is going to be taken here by Coach McCutcheon. Something he did not like out there.
5 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, that factored in.
So, hey, I'm going to give a shout-out, if you don't mind, Brad. A good family friend of ours down here in the Mohawk School District, Gary Harmon. Gary Gary got a wonderful wife, Diane, got 3 beautiful daughters. One's a teacher here at Mohawk. And I saw Gary at the Lawrence County Fair, and he waved me over, and he said, hey, Thad, I just got to tell you, Friday nights, we listen to Ellwood City Sports. Basketball and football, and Gary's had some health issues here recently. And I just want to give him a shout-out, Gary. Thank you so much for listening. Great guy, great family, hard-working people are the Harmons. And Gary, stay strong and be positive and enjoy. Hey, enjoy high school sports. So he's got a tribe of grandchildren all over Wilmington, Laurel, and here, and
all I have to say is
enjoy.
Tell them to tune into Ellwood City Sports too.
He's listens quite a bit. So stay well, Gary. And 2nd and 9 now here. Ball on the 47-yard line. 9 minutes and 9 seconds left. Wolverines yet to have a offensive possession here. But they do find themselves leading 7-0. Last week had the pick 6 interception returned by Barbario. Coming here this week.
There's one thing the Wolverines have done quickly after that first week: defense, turnovers, defensive turnovers.
So here we go again. 2nd and 9. Ball on the 47. Fadden, the shotgun. Hands off there this time. Stratton gets some room up that left side. Takes a low hit there from Dom Hogue. And Dom DiNucci was in there to clean him up, but a nice run by Stratton. He looks like they got enough for the first down. He needed 9, got about 9 yards and 1 inch. So first down for Mohawk so far in this game. It seems, I know we're not a lot of plays into this game, Brad, but almost some misdirection being done by Mohawk. The 2 good runs of 24 and they're just 9. You see Stratton going to the right, short field right, and coming back to the left and having some room to run.
It helps that you pull a right tackle and tight end to lead block as well, but now we go 4 wide receivers.
Yep, got them all spread out, and Wolverines defensively are spread out. Fadden picks up the ball. He's going to be taking Drake Davis. Tackle for a loss as Drake Davis on fire gets in there to take down Fadden, and that's just Drake shedding his block because Fadden had a lane, but he closed it up. Wow, a loss of 6 on the play. The running lanes are not there for Fadden to this point in the early goings of this game.
And just like Ellwood, you don't want to play behind the sticks, and just like that, that's 2 drives now already. Mohawk, a play backwards, and it sets up an interesting 2nd down and 16. And I tell you what, you got a real open sideline to this side now. We'll see what Bobby does to his left side.
Yes, he does. Everything's bunched far to the right, 1 wide out to the left. Fadden this time. Quick pass out there. Finds his man, number 11. Going to get back to about the original line of scrimmage. That pass was completed to Joey Nail. Joey Nail, that's his 10th reception on the season. He's averaging 18.6 yards per catch. He got about 6 on that one.
Back to the line of scrimmage. Pushing him out was Curtin, number 23 there. Kind of like that little tight end. You take 2 steps forward, turn to the sideline.
Well, it also gets Fadden a completed pass.
That's true.
Now, on this 3rd and 10 from the 38-yard line, got kind of that bunch formation. Keeper. Oh, there goes Fadden. He faked me out. That was a heck of a fake out because I thought Stratton was hitting the backfield. Fadden kept it around the right side, and a little chess match there by coach from Mohawk. Got enough for the first down, so their 2nd first down of this drive.
Well, that's probably a play that is designed to go up the middle. Got to give credit. Bobby reading the defense. Drake Davis on that outside edge. I got to give him credit. He went and collapsed, and Bobby took it outside, got the first down.
Yep. So got the first down, and now the ball at the 27-yard line. Stratton behind Fadden. Gets the ball. Fadden going to keep it. Bounces to the left, outside. He's got some blockers. He's going to get all the way down and tiptoe out of bounds at the 19-yard line as Dom DiNucci was there to push him out of bounds. But a nice gain for Bobby Fadden. Patiently. You kind of see that senior, I've been playing a lot of football in my life. He just kind of waited and let the blockers develop. Going to pick up 8 on the play, going to bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, we got a timeout, Dan Bradley. I have a feeling he's like, okay, we got to change this up. Those extra blockers for Mohawk making a difference. They haven't tried truly up the middle. It's been all outside, and so far, Mohawk has made it work.
Yes, they have. You know, Brad, we talked about how nice the lines are playing. We got the American flag in the end zones, the red, white, and blue numbering and things like that. I took this off of Mohawk Area School District Facebook page. They wanted to give a huge thank you to Stephanie Capalbo, Stephanie Fair, Charlene Scheiderly, and Susan Huber. I know a lot of them women, super ladies who do so much for the school, and they get credit here tonight for helping out with this military appreciation night and first responders. So Stephanie, Charlene, and Susan, thank you for this evening. 2nd and 3 as Coach Bradley took his first timeout. So both teams now using one timeout in this first quarter and just about to the halfway point.
What I'm looking at is to see if they did any subs on defense or changed anything up. Looks like no subs on defense, the starting 11. But I have a feeling the linebacker play is going to switch up here a little bit. You may be seeing wherever the tight end is, go with him.
Well, the thing is, I'll give Mohawk credit. They've been kind of going left, right, haven't done much stuff up the middle yet, as Fadden now stands there. Left hash mark, got Stratton behind him. Handoff goes to Stratton. He goes kind of up the middle, and a nice hit there by Barbario, a driving tackle. Stratton does get some positive yards out of that as he went over that left side. Nice blocking up front by Dan Monaco as Stratton was following that block. But Barbario kind of came from the side, limiting that gain. Really, they just gave him about a half a yard, if that.
Nope, 4 yards, 4 yards. He fell forward. He got the first down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're okay. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. Got the first down. 1st and 10. Them timeouts always mess me up.
It messes up the coaches, too, sometimes.
Yep, there's a handoff to Stratton.
There you go. Good tackle by that line.
The line was there as
7 again. Yep.
Barbario was in there. Gets him by the ankles. That time gets about a yard. So they're going to bring up a 2nd down and 9. Brad, time of possession now with 5:52 remaining is all Mohawk Warriors.
Yeah, Ellwood maybe touched the ball for like 7 seconds on a fumble recovery return.
And 2 kickoffs.
And not saying that we don't know the future here. Maybe they give up a touchdown. It does kind of feel nice, reassuring that you're maybe tied and you haven't even touched the ball yet.
Right, as your 2nd and 9, ball on the 15. A nice drive put on here by Mohawk to this point. All run, 1 pass so far. Everything spread out. Fadden way under pressure. Wants to throw the screen. Can't get him. Oh, he falls down. Oh, my goodness.
No.
He fell down all the way back at the 39-yard line. Declan O'Brien was given trace. Tristan Reynolds, I think they were trying to set up the screen.
Yeah, it looked like it.
As they just kind of let everybody go in there, and Fadden just kept running backwards.
23-yard loss. The second one in this game.
Wow.
Oh, my.
You went from a first and 10
from the 15, 16, whatever it was.
Yeah. Now you find yourself out of field goal range on a 3rd and 31. Every playbook has a play for that in it, maybe a couple of them. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 3 down linemen for the Wolverines. Now Fadden got time. Tristan Reynolds trying to break it down. Runs out of there, throws it, and it's going to be caught well short of the line of game, down to 28-yard line as number 1 for them. Got that. Landon Argyro going to bring up a 4th down and a country mile for the Mohawk Warriors.
Well, you don't punt it here. You don't kick the field goal, so, folks, you go for it.
You go for it. It's just hard to believe to think that they were all the way down to the 15-yard line.
And just think about that. That was a 10-yard gain. That feels good. That could be a first down in any other situation.
Right, right. So you got a 4th and 28.
Sorry, 4th and 22. My apologies. Now I'm reading the wrong numbers.
Okay.
It's on the 20.
We got kind of the twilight going on here. Lots of shade. Back is Fadden.
There's a flag.
Waits. Throws. Got a man down there. And it's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Man, you can't be beat on defense like
that.
Got
a flag back there.
Now if you're Ellwood, you got to hope and pray this is against the Warriors.
Was that Joey Nail?
Number 11, yep, it was Joey
Nail.
Now the question is, was it offsides?
28-yard pass.
Yep, offsides. No flag. Oh, boy.
Wave the flag off, and wow.
Terrible defense.
Talk about some redemption for Bobby Fadden as he took the 23-yard loss and came back 2 plays later, and Joey Nail caught him. Beautiful ball thrown in stride. It's 7-6. And wow.
So that'll be number 10, Andrew Lloyd, not Weber.
I think his brother was a kicker last year.
Kicking
When
the
there was a
PAT.
Weber on the team last year.
There was.
Remember that? There's the kick. Oh, and it's blocked. P.J. DuBois
Big block.
in there for the block to make the score 7-6. The timing on that snap, and that was just off on that. Folks, we're going to take a timeout. 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Welcome back, folks. 7-6 after the Mohawk just went down the field, 67 yards.
Yep, 12 plays, 67 yards.
And here's the run-up and the kick by Andrew Lloyd. Driving kick.
A flag.
They blew the whistle dead.
Yeah. What's
You
that
don't
all
see
about?
that every day.
No, you do
if
not.
they're offsides, they'll usually just wait, but I don't.
I heard offsides on the kicking team, 5-yard penalty. I heard one of the coaches down here.
Okay,
Mohawk.
but usually they let the play.
Yep.
Do they usually blow it dead like that?
Yes, they have to.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just checking. I knew that. I just wanted to be sure you knew what you were doing. So park the 5 yards back. Going to be kicking off now from a 25-yard line. Sun just field is all shaded right now. I think we started the game. It was 76 degrees. I think it dropped to about 65. So Dom Hogue and Daylon Curry back deep for Ellwood. Here's the run-up and the kick. High kick from Lloyd.
What a
Going to
leg.
be taken there at about the 4-yard line by Dom Hogue. Comes up the middle.
Got a seam.
Got a
Got a
hold.
block.
Out that left side. He's at the 45. And he
Big
goes
attempt.
out of bounds. A 40-yard return. Driven out of bounds by the kicker,
Yep.
Andrew Lloyd. And anytime you see the kicker making the push out of bounds, you know it was a good run back. So a great run back by Dom Hogue. We've seen him just about take one to the house. What game was that? First game of the year against Laurel.
80-some yards, yep.
Yep, so going to be at the
41.
46-yard line.
Yep, so officially a 41-yard return there. Sets up Ellwood.
So
Short
their first offensive play of the night at the 3:52 mark. Tyler Smiley, the senior, hands off there to Richard Curitan
21.
and dragged down there nicely by number 1, Cole McDaniel. But a nice pickup of, we'll give him 3 for Curitan. As Curitan comes in.
Thad, this is big right off the bat for Ellwood, the run game. Last week, they suffered in the second half. They couldn't get anything going. You got to get Curitan going.
Well,
he's
for
he can
the
do something.
season, they're only averaging 3.7 yards per rush, only 8.8 yards per pass. So like to get a little higher on both of those. There's another handoff there. Makes a man miss. Nice driving effort. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down was Richard Curitan.
21 and 5.
McDaniel in there and Corey Fennell
Yep.
with the tackle. So a big 3rd and 1 here for the Wolverines. As Tyler Smiley runs over, talks to Coach Bradley, comes back.
2 down territory.
Yep.
But you get it on 3rd.
Wolverines, as I said, 28% 3rd down conversions. Tyler Smiley with the keeper. He's going to get that first down. Pushed back there. Stratton. Oh, wait a minute. The side judge coming in.
That's a bad spot. That's a bad spot.
Well, I'm standing right here in line with it, and I thought he was well over the line.
He got pushed backwards, but he had the forward
progress.
Yeah.
You think you'd have gave it to him, but they did not.
Wow.
So now a 4th down and 1.
I am not a fan of that location.
No,
But we don't decide it.
Nope.
We don't decide it.
So on this 4th and 1, Smiley in the shotgun, doing a little barking, maybe trying to call him off sides. This time, hands off there to Curtin. He's got the first down this time, still turning them legs. He's down to the 40-yard line. He needed a yard and got 5. Did Richard Curtin.
Tackle was number 16, Cameron Queer, but not after the first down.
So the Wolverines, and it's not because they've been playing bad, at the 2-minute mark hit their first down of the night because it's their first possession, 4th offensive play of the night. So 1st and 10, Wolverines setting up shot, ball right on the 40-yard line. Everything spread out. Smiley looks back. We got a flag coming down.
False start on one of the wide receivers on the close side, unfortunately, for Ellwood.
Yeah, I think they just got a little antsy wanting to get down the field. So Wolverines find their first penalty of the night.
Penalties, man. That's going to have to be a key of the game next week. Not good.
So $1:43 remaining here. They just rolled the clock. 7-6.
Coach McCutcheon going at it. Whew. He is fired up over here with his not with officials, with the players.
Yep.
Getting them ready. Get lined up because they are not lined up.
5 seconds remaining on the play clock. 3 wide outs left, 1 to the right, 2, so they got it off. There's a handoff this time. It's Curtin, and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Where's the whistle? Where's the whistle? Where's the whistle?
Oh, come on now.
There it is.
Flag.
Oh, so you throw a flag. Blow the whistle 3 seconds earlier.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you're
I'm with you both
Mohawk
ways.
or Ellwood. I'm not trying to be.
I'm there with you on that. I'm there with you.
That's when injuries happen. That's when stupid penalties happen.
Yep, I'm there
100%
with you. Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul late hit.
But it's against Mohawk.
Yep. So they get to the 43 and then tack on the 15 on top of it.
And I'm almost wondering if it's a sideline warning because the first official came and
it could
kind
be
of
both.
pushed the coaches back.
Either way.
Well, they're marking off yards, so
it's a first down.
If it's it could be a combination of both. But as Curtin was in there was a.
So officially, it's going to be a first down.
I think
here.
there might have been a
official
punch or something
timeout here.
Maybe trying to punch the ball out and hit some gut instead.
And like you said, Dakota, we now have a timeout on top of things.
Yeah, official timeout as they get stuff set.
And it was 15 yards. The penalty's 15, and he gained 2, so this should be a first down.
Yes, it is.
That's 17 yards. So first down, we're good.
So either way, resettle, and the ball ends up at about the 28-yard line. 2 to the left, 2 to the right for Tyler Smiley. He's going to keep it up the middle. He goes, hit hard and driven back. Cole McDaniel was not fooled. He was in the waiting arms there, and Stratton was in there. Lucas Stratton, a freshman. I've been kind of impressed with Lucas Stratton. Not many offensive plays by Ellwood, but kind of appears to have that nose for the ball to get in there as a freshman, not afraid to get hit.
Now, if you're Ellwood, well, these numbers are synced up. It's exactly the same. So you're going to probably let this clock roll out. If they ask the officials, they say it's going to roll. So we're okay.
Okay. As we see.
No, now they're saying no, it's not okay.
Oh no, they're going to have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, now they're saying it's not okay.
4 seconds. Are they making
it
line up to be? Nope. Oh, now Coach McCutcheon's fired up.
And I know Dan Bradley asked. He looked over the official, and now they had to call timeout. This is insane. He literally looked over. Coach Bradley calls these offensive calls. He looked over the official, and he said, we're good. So now we're telling something different.
They did not throw a flag. Bradley called timeout. I mean, this is wild. Look at Dakota, put it on the clock. 0-0, and we have to run a play. Time remaining in the first quarter.
You're going to ask the scoreboard to put up like 0.1?
They need to be Well, you're the OCD
This
guy.
is well
So
right
it should
now.
be 0.1.
Right
So-
now, I'm trying to keep peace in my head right now because this is insane.
But-
They're putting 1 second on the officials, literally coming across the Mohawk
Yeah, I see him down
sideline
here.
and putting one. So Ellwood burns a time. This is bad. This is bad.
No, wait, no. I'm sorry, folks. Official timeout. He just said
10
that.
seconds. 1 second.
But no, the sticks are moving, Brad.
This is not good. And they're looking over, saying, "Hey, the sticks are moving. If I'm Ellwood, you move. Go, Ellwood. Go. Force this. This is wild."
Let's reset. The play clock and the game clock
It's called.
was about a half a second difference.
We're going old school. It's called Led Zeppelin. We have a communication breakdown, and this is what happens when communication just breaks down. Oh.
Just because I'm over 50, you don't have
No,
to use
that's
like Led
listen.
Zeppelin
That's for me.
references.
I love Led Zeppelin. Fly the copper blimp. I love
now
it.
they're moving the ball.
And now they're moving the ball. So, and now the clock hit 0. So, folks, we're gonna make this easy.
No.
We're gonna take a timeout.
The officials are down there talking. I got the binoculars on them. I'm going to try to do my lip reading.
Oh boy, what are you having for dinner?
And they haven't actually
I
taken
was
off the
I was at
timeout
Pizza
from
Joe's
Ellwood.
in Bessemer, and it was really good. Next time we're in Ellwood, let's go to Vinny's. But I like Nico's, the other one says. Well, the other one says I think they're both good.
It's 1/4.
Are we still on?
Yes. And it's 1/4. 2 timeouts each team. Flip the field.
I'm trying to get a free dinner here, and you're interrupting me.
Absolutely. I'm something, man. Communication breakdown. It's always the same.
Well,
But you know what? No harm, no foul. Because this is the way it should
so
have been.
yeah, both teams officially, no one had to burn a timeout. From the Mohawk side, they were looking for a flag. From Ellwood side, they were saying the clocks are synced up close enough. We're going to call it 0.
We should play this as a playoff game. Let's do a media timeout. Get this set, reset, figure it out. Just not go back to quarter number 1. Go to quarter 2.
You have enough broadcast teams.
We do have enough broadcast teams to do media timeout.
Cody Patterson down there taking pictures. I saw Cody in the press box. Cody does a great job. Anyway, folks, second quarter now begins. 2nd and 9, ball on the 27-yard line. Smiley, hands off there. This time, it's number 10 of the Wolverines, Jillian Frisk. We see Jillian carrying the ball. Number 77 with the tackle by the Mohawk Warriors, and that is Dan Monaco.
Let's see, officially the 23.
So they're going to give a 5 yards. So all that chaos at the end of the first quarter. But don't lose sight of the fact this is a very big third down,
Yes.
3rd and 5. Wolverines, 0 for 1 on third down so far tonight. Smiley rolling out to the right. He has no one to throw to.
Just run it.
He's
First
got
down.
to run it, and oh my goodness!
Come on now.
He
Come
got
on
decked
now.
as he was going out of bounds.
There is a
It's Joey
flag.
Nail.
There is a flag at the 10. It looks like. I see something yellow down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
there is a flag downfield.
And Tyler Smiley got decked as he was going out of bounds by Joe Nail.
This is Patrick Mahomes like. I will say that. If you saw what Patrick Mahomes did just last week, this is Patrick Mahomes 101.
So we'll wait to see what the officials say.
And Tyler's feeling
Oh my
it.
gosh, it's a holding against the Wolverines.
And no late call. That's crazy. This is bad.
You know, we see blindside hits that get called. We see crack black blocks get called. And that knocking off 10 yards. We try to never knock officials, Brad. We appreciate what they do. But, man, this is on the verge of getting – and I'm saying that from both sides' lines
Oh, I know.
perspective.
I'll let you say it. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Well, we just try to report what we see. And there for a while, we didn't know what we were seeing.
Yep.
Either way, that third down takes the ball back to the 23-yard line.
And I think it's technically a hold, so it's a
but
spot foul.
It's a spot foul. The hold was downfield. That's why it's 3rd and 10. Smiley back to pass. Throws it out there. Oh, it was blocked.
And see, that's what happens, folks. Momentum all shifts.
And Braden Radzaminski gets up in there as they were trying to set up that screen. Braden, we'll see him on the basketball court this winter, Brad, as he stands there at 6'2", got them long arms up and knocked Smiley's ball down. The only thing even more lucky for the Wolverines is that ball got tipped. It almost went into one of the other Mohawk Warriors fans. So now Wolverines, I think they're 1 for 3 officially on third down. They didn't make that one. So now a fourth down play. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Plenty time on the clock here. Play clock.
Play clock, yes. 2 to the right, short side. Now Smiley back. He looks. Surveys.
Got him!
Touchdown! 28 yards to number 1, Dom Hogue, asking you shall receive. Brad, I watched him the whole play. He just did that wheel route. He went out about 10 yards, and he turned and did a hook, and he was down the sidelines. And beautiful catch and a beautiful pass by Tyler Smiley. 28 yards. I think that's officially the longest pass play of the year by a couple yards. As Dom Hogue found his way into the end zone. It's 13-6.
I'll say it respectfully. Joe Nail will raise you one. That's fair game. Both of them almost the exact same score.
It was about the same spot in the field. Here's the kick by Oath. Good. It's the Wolverines up 14-6. We'll be right back, folks. Welcome back, folks. Exciting drive there. The Wolverines, that started. There's the kickoff and going to be taken there at the 30-yard line. Number 84, Stratton. He gets hit, pinballed around. He's going to go backwards. Going to give him forward progress on that play to the 6-yard line.
39 with the tackle.
It's Declan O'Brien for Ellwood.
Do we know who caught it? Was that Stratton that caught it?
Yeah, that was
Stratton.
Stratton. Yep, he got it at the 31, and they're spotting it here officially the 36.
So 1st and 10 now as the Warriors come out.
Here we are. Mohawk, 15 plays, 49 yards. Ellwood, 9 plays. Well, you guessed it, 49 yards.
Time of possession's in huge favor right now.
Oh, it's not even close. Doubled up.
So here's Fadden. Kind of around that double tight end. He's going to keep it this time. Gets a block. Finds his way all the way out to the 45-yard line as Barbario's there. And Tyler Amicone.
No. I thought it was clear as day. He was a yard short.
So he does get the first down. He went from the 36 to the 46.
My eyes must deceive me.
I'm not making excuses, Brad, but we're kind of in that twilight right now, and I'm having a kind of a hard time picking up the Mohawk Warrior numbers with the black and red. There's Fadden, 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Fadden this time hands off to Stratton and pinball it around. Drake Davis was in there along with Cam Mills.
I think we need whistles that are a lot louder.
Well, you have to blow a whistle for it to work.
Yeah.
They haven't AI'd that yet.
Or was that a joke about like blowing a whistle while you work?
No.
Okay.
If the official don't blow the whistle, it's not going to work. It don't need to be louder.
Just play along.
2nd and 10.
What a weird and wacky first half.
It really is.
I think that's why we're calling it.
So here we go. On this 2nd and 10, no gain on that last play. Fadden back to pass, surveys, gets it out there, and good defense by Dom Hogue as number 11, Joey Nail, the favorite receiver so far this year. And it was a good pass, but closing quickly. With Daylon Curry. I'm sorry,
Curry, yep.
Daylon.
Good.
Was in
Dom
there.
was right behind him just in case.
Yep. So
So
third
here you
and
go,
10
Fad.
now.
Yeah, this is a big one. 3rd and 10, and
To 46, so you're not maybe looking at 2-down territory right at midfield.
do recall Bobby Fadden is the punter, and you never know what you could do on 4th down with that. Just remember that.
Everything in tight right now for the Warriors. Fadden in that shotgun. Kind of waits a little bit. He's going to try the right side. Waiting for a hole. Way to follow
Good.
that block. Driving
Okay.
his way forward. Made something out of nothing. Declan O'Brien finally in there to bring him down. Along with Dom DiNucci. I really thought Cam Mills had a beat on him.
He almost had him. And Golo, too, yeah.
So 4th down. Decision time here for Coach McCutcheon.
The
As
punt.
it's 4th and 4.
Yeah, it looks like the punt team may be coming. And that, again, it is Bobby Fadden as the punter. You're going to see not only rugby, not Australian, you're going to see the Bobby Fadden punt tonight, which means he can go for this, folks. You got to keep an eye on Bobby Fadden.
Yes, you do. Fadden gets a good snap and kicks it. Going to kick it away from Daylon Curry. Going to take a Mohawk bounce, and that ball's going to settle at about the 5-yard line. So 43-yard punt for Fadden, setting the Wolverines up with a very long field as they're going to start.
Officially a 6.
Yep, they're going to call it the 6-yard line.
It's a 42-yard punt. That drive there kind of cut short. They got about 16 yards and 1 first down in a weird and wacky way, but give credit, Ellwood, you got a touchdown, you got an 8-point lead, and you get the ball back. Granted, you got to go 94 yards.
Lots of time, 8:22, and both teams still do have 2 timeouts. We were a little bit unclear on way that first quarter ended. So Tyler Smalley under center this time. Richard Curitan as a tailback. Smalley goes back to pass, lays it out there, and good defense there as Dom Hogue 1 against 1. Dom Hogue, number 1, was covered by Landon Argyro, and good coverage.
Yeah,
I just kind of like that. We'll take a chance to throw it up and get it, but you're at the 6-yard line.
The one thing I will say, Dom was looking back the entire time. If that ball was thrown short, I guarantee you he would have readjusted. If that ball was thrown far, it would have been readjusted. It just so happened, good defense there by Landon.
So this time Smiley's in the shotgun. Curitan standing in the end zone. Hands it off to Richard. Hit hard and going to be driven back at about the 4-yard line. Number 58 was in there. Braden Radzaminski blocked the ball earlier, and Rads gets in there to actually Curitan's going to lose 2 yards on the play. So going to bring up a 3rd and 12. Wow, the field position game just got really interesting.
If I'm Ellwood here, I'm looking to try to do some kind of I want Colton Gullo to get into this. I want a tight end. Maybe have him block for a second or two, give Tyler, and then set the edge. We got to get something forward. Anything positive right now is good. You got 10 seconds there on the play clock.
Yep.
Got to get moving here.
Yes, they do.
Maybe a wide receiver
They
screen.
got Dom out far to the right. Back is Smiley. Throws it
There
down
it is.
there.
Oh, he had him.
Zigged and zagged as he just overthrew Daylon Curry. I don't know if he'd had enough for the first down on the catch. You've got some yak yards he could have got there. So now Wolverines will be punting from deep in their end zone. And it looks like Daylon Curry is going to be back there doing the punting.
Yep. Bobby Fadden back to return. If I'm any of the Ellwood coaches, just kick this line drive out of bounds. Return.
Just get it out.
Missing a couple
Yep,
linemen here.
People coming on. 13 seconds on the play clock. They got a little bit of time.
Yep.
Patterson, the long snapper. Good snap. Curry. Not a big-time kick, and that ball is going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Good gravy. That's officially a 16-yard punt. So a short field now for the Mohawk Warriors, as the ball is going to be officially at the 21-yard line. So score 14-6 in favor of Ellwood City. The Wolverines with a fumble recovery in Mohawk's first drive of the game. And then a 28-yard pass from Fadden to Joey Nail. And then the Wolverines, a 67-yard drive capped off by Smiley to Dom Hogue. There's handoff to Stratton. PJ wraps him up, but he gets a little forward progress, and they don't give it to him, as the ball's now going to be at the 20-yard line. Declan O'Brien and PJ DuBois in there to wrap things up to limit that gain to 1 yard. You know, to this point in the game, Brad, going up the middle has not been kind for the Mohawk Warriors, where they've got the chunk plays.
Neither team.
Well, yes, I'll go with that too.
It's the outside edge so far,
and or right.
2 passing touchdowns by each team, and the run game for the Warriors has worked. You said it, Thad. It has to be outside though.
6:36, ball on the 20-yard line, 2nd and 9, 2 wide outs to the left. Fadden hands off there to Stratton, tries to reverse his field, goes the other way, pinballs off some people, and a nice run, hard running by the freshman. Stratton gets it down the 11-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. Going to be a 3rd and 1. Dom Hogue in there for the tackle. Thought they had him after about a 2-3 yard gain, and the freshman Stratton able to keep the legs a churning.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. He's cutting back left or right, and that first missed tackle is big right now for Ellwood.
5'8", 170. He's not a huge. A 3rd and 1 here. Everything in tight.
Keeper.
As Fadden sends a man in motion. Handoff to Stratton, pushing the Powell forward. He's still rolling forward all the way down to about the 6-yard line. I guess they didn't give him. They gave him the 10.
Wow. I don't like that call either.
No, it should have been at the 6-yard line.
That's especially because he walked the ball back to the 10.
Yes, yeah. Wow. I guess it's 1st and goal from the 10. Handoff. Stratton falls his way forward, going to get about 3 yards. Drake Davis getting up from the bottom of the Powell. So now 2nd down. We're going to call it from the 8, Brad. So that ball was on the 10-yard line. They cannot get a 1st down. So it's 2nd and goal from the 8. 4:53 remaining, 14-6 in favor of the Wolverines.
Maybe throw it to the fade here. Number 5 is pretty tall and lengthy.
Yes, he is. Fadden. Hands off and bottled up there. And I think Fadden, that was kind of that read option kind of thing. And not much there. As PJ DuBois is going to get credit with a tackle. Actually lost a yard, did Stratton. So now a big 3rd down here.
I would say. Definitely 2-down territory.
You're thinking 2-down territory. It's early in the game.
You'd rather either get a touchdown or be 4th and goal from the 1 or something like that.
Right. If they've not passed the ball much tonight, but when they did, they were successful with a touchdown earlier. Fadden now this time. Steps up in the pocket. Had a man wide open underneath, and no.
He had
Joey
him.
Nail had that. But did you see number 5 coming across? Corey Fennell. He was wide open, but Fadden decided to go to his favorite receiver, Nail, in that left corner. And I like how Fadden that time was able to step up into the pocket.
Yeah, and he just threw off the play calling signals armband on his left arm. So he's like, enough of this. I'm just going to listen. So 4th down and goal from the 9. And they're going to
kick the field goal.
Interesting. I'd go for it.
Andrew Lloyd, the junior.
Interesting. Okay.
Is in there to kick the ball from the 9-yard line. So
holding it at the 16 officially.
That kick is Count it. It's
There you
good.
go.
It's 14-9, 3:50 remaining here in this second quarter of play. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, as that scoring drive. How far was that, Brad, for Mohawk?
8 plays, 13 yards.
So after the short punt, and Fad was able to get him down into the 9, but couldn't get any closer. Here comes Lloyd with a run up and the kick. Great sound system here at Mohawk. Driving kick, and goes out of the back of the end zone. Man, what has changed in high school? These kids can kick now. We've seen
And
several of them now put it through the back. Shenango, McConnell put them out.
And it's not the
last
NFL
week.
where we can scuff footballs a month or two ahead of time.
No, I had to go down that line.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
We had this conversation.
I had to hear this last night.
That's why people are kicking 60-yard field goals. They can scuff the footballs a month beforehand. It used to be the day of. Now, punters can do whatever they want with the football. They can dip it in water.
It's Friday night. We're talking high school sports. Save that for your college stuff tomorrow and pro stuff Sunday. So here come the Wolverines, 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. They got 3:50 to work with and 2 timeouts and a 5-point lead, leading 14-9. Here's Smiley shotgun, sends Daylon Curie in motion. He's got him going down the sidelines. Oh, no. He tried to get around there. I mean, you saw that coming, Brad, as they sent Daylon in motion, and he was off to the races, and ball just a little bit underthrown, but yet again, pretty good coverage. Pretty good coverage. I'm not sure who had coverage out there.
16.
Yep, number 16, that being one of the DBs,
Cameron Queer.
If he throws that deep, that's intercepted and comes back. So that's the only place to put it. Unfortunately, falls incomplete.
So 2nd and 10 now. Smiley with 1 touchdown pass on the night so far. There's the handoff to Richard Curitan and meets quick resistance as he's going to get positive yardage to about the 4-yard line. Number 21 in there, I'll give him some credit, Cole McDaniel, and he had some help from his friends.
And they're going to call a timeout, and I believe that was Mohawk.
Yes.
Yes, Mohawk with a timeout, 3rd and 6. Brad, I got to give a shout out. Al's Corner down there in Koppel. They do a ton of stuff for the Mohawk, all sports athletics. They're doing stuff with Ellwood City now. They've done stuff with Ellwood City Boosters. So I'm looking through our program last week. Al's Corner's in there. I support people that support programs. I'll get a program from Mohawk tonight. I'll look through and get that. So I'm on Facebook, and I see Braden Radzaminski's dad. I'm friends with his dad, Todd. Todd, great guy. Wonderful wife. He outkicked his coverage there. He's got a daughter, was on that great Mohawk girls basketball team in 2020. Well, anyway, he has, what was it called? The Toddinator? I got to look it up. This sandwich, I got to be honest with you, it maybe was the greatest sandwich I've ever eaten in my life. I'm looking here. The Todd Father. The Todd Father.
Oh, my.
It's named after Todd Radzaminski, one of the assistant coaches here at Mohawk. Son Braden, we saw him playing some pretty good ball tonight. The Todd Father. Go to Al's Corner. Get the Todd Father. It was the best sub I've had in years. Support Al's Corner, because Al's Corner, they're supporting Mohawk and they're supporting Ellwood City Sports. Thank you, Al's Corner. A lot of good food in there. Check it out, folks. Here we go. 3rd and 6 after the timeout by Mohawk. Here comes Tyler Smalley. All
He's got
time.
him.
He can eat us up back there. Throws the ball, and it's going to be intercepted by number 4, Bobby Fadden.
Dom Hogue right over the middle was wide open, about 40 yards
that
downfield.
ball was just thrown a little bit short as Tyler Smalley, unfortunately, that's what his 5th interception of 6th interception of the year at an inopportune time. I thought the ball was almost trapped, but there was an official right there in front to see what was going on. So the turnover battle now tied up 1-1 as Mohawk fumbled the ball. Ellwood scored right on that play, and here comes the Warriors with the interception, setting up shop. 3:31, one timeout remaining for Mohawk. Ball on the 38-yard line. Here comes Fadden, everything in tight. They've been able to run out of this formation all night. Hand off there to Stratton, around the right side. He's following his blockers, rolls his legs forward. He's going to get all the way down to about the 29-yard line, and you can feel the momentum burning up here on the Mohawk sidelines. They got him a little fired up right now. A pickup of 9 for Stratton. And we've seen Stratton do that several times tonight. He had a long run earlier of 24. Ran off 9 yards before, 9 yards now. Don't remember, folks, stick around halftime. Brad will have all the halftime stats after the two great bands. Mohawk Band did a fantastic job in the pregame with God Bless America, Star Spangled Banner. But we got 2 minutes and 49 seconds of football. Here comes Fadden around the left side, trying to find that seam. He does. Runs into P.J. Du Bois. Might want to think twice about doing that, but he does get enough for the first down. So he gets the first down, does Fadden. 2:41 remaining. Ball resting on the 25-yard line. 14-9 in favor of the Wolverines. Wolverines scored on the fumble recovery, and they had really just one good drive so far tonight.
And that was via the pass, on fourth down?
Yeah, on a fourth and 10.
Yeah, and a 20-yard touchdown plus yard touchdown pass there. So right now it's been all Mohawk, even though they're down 5.
The breeze has picked up a little bit. Not sure if it affected football being thrown, but it's definitely picked up here on top of the press box. Fadden now on the first down, hands off to Stratton. Rolls his way forward, and on that play, Brad, Stratton did not get touched until he was 3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Number 9 with the tackle.
That being Colton
Gullo gets the tackle, but picks up about 4. I think right now the Wolverines almost defensively are a little bit flat-footed to see what Fadden's going to do.
At the same time, you've been on the field for almost the entire half, so you're telling your defense, just hold, don't break.
Kids, play the whole game. A lot of two-way players on both sides of the ball. You are right, Brad. You take a pounding all night. Here's Fadden in a shotgun on this 2nd and 6. Back to pass.
He's got
his man out there. A nice catch right
Way
at the
too far
sticks.
Off. Yeah.
As number 1, our gyro with the catch, needed 6, got about 7.
Yeah.
So, and you always want to talk about field position and turnovers.
And the DBs are playing a little bit off. I don't blame them because you kind of show your numbers and then you turn up field, you can get beat. We've seen that by both teams. Joey Nell with that touchdown reception, and then on the flip side, you had Dom Hogue with a touchdown. The same thing. It's exact same play every time.
So our gyro goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:17 remaining. 1st and 10. Ball on the 15. Remember, Mohawk with just that one timeout. Coach Bradley and his Wolverines got 2 timeouts remaining. Here's Fadden. Everything in tight. Hands off there to Stratton. Zigs and zags. Still on his feet. Rolls his way forward. And once again, not blowing the whistle real quick, and he picks up 5.
I believe 76 on that.
He drugged for 3 yards.
Yep, Tristan Reynolds. And they're moving that pile every time.
Yes, they are.
The only thing that scares me, man, we talked about already, just I'm afraid of those last, second tackles and you get injured. Oh.
Yeah, we saw the last time we thought the whistle should have been blown. Mohawk got flagged for personal foul. 40 seconds, not much sense of urgency here just yet for Mohawk that I thought they would. 2nd and 5, Fadden back to pass.
He got hit. It got caught.
I think it was one of the linemen.
Yeah, and this is going to be illegal touching of the ball here.
I do believe so, but a timeout quickly taken. No flag, Brad, because it was tipped. Franklin Kelly.
Okay. Well, you know what? He could have maybe caught that behind the line of scrimmage, maybe.
Franklin Kelly, the sophomore, 5'11", 240. That's beefy. With the catch. Picks up a yard. It goes in the stat line.
Just remember.
I think he was a little bit surprised.
I am too. Just remind me to change the wide receiver next time because I don't think 75 is going to catch the next ball. Just remind me.
Okay, yeah. But that just might make for
MVP play of the game, maybe?
For Kelly, Franklin Kelly, might get him on the highlight reel at the awards banquet.
We should contact the parents because I tell you what, you just got put in our stat book. So
yes, you did. Well, there's a pretty good group of I think parents down here right in front of us, and we're pretty excited to see him catch that ball. But not to lose sight of the fact, just 28.9 seconds remaining. No timeouts now for.
So if you're Ellwood, tackle inbounds.
Yep.
If you're Bobby Fadden, there's one place you put this. I know you can get a first down.
Get a first down, third
it's
and
the
4.
end zone. Put it in the end zone.
Ball to 9-yard line. I think you almost forced them now to have to pass.
Yes.
Since you burned those
you never know.
timeouts.
Statue of Liberty with Bobby Fadden, that could go somewhere. Just saying.
And they just play great music here. I love coming to Mohawk. I just do.
We got a nice dance floor up on top of the press box.
We do. Here's Fadden. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. He goes back to pass. Surveys, throws it out there. It's going to be.
Wow, caught.
They caught it. He was so close, and he got it in there. Was that Joe Nail?
No, that was number 1.
Number 1, Argyro, got the catch there. So, more importantly, he gets the first down, and he cut the ball. He goes out of bounds.
It's crazy.
23.9 seconds remaining. So, 4-yard line.
That throw from that angle and how it's positioned in the middle of the field, that's like a 40-yard or 40-foot pass to the sideline for a first down of just 5 yards.
But they got the first down
and out of bounds.
And we talked about needing those pass plays. Now with 24 seconds.
Cross right over the middle.
And you can even run the ball and hopefully get another
You could run and get one more play.
And you got a spike because you got first down. So
5.
Wolverines up 14-9.
4 seconds.
4 seconds on the play clock. Fadden got a move here. He does just get it off. Fadden now, he's going to try running out there. He needs a block, and he's going to be down.
And we're down to 15
seconds. And the body's falling all over the place. 12 seconds. Here we go, 9 seconds. Fadden gets the snap and just spikes it wisely with 5.
Smart.
0.8. Oh, a flag came in late.
Oh, no. And this could be a 10-second runoff possibly.
They don't have a timeout.
Was somebody not set? Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The officials are conversing once again.
What is going to happen here?
Man, these end of the quarters of the first quarter and now the second quarter. Because Fadden, he almost looked like he wanted to do something, and then he spiked the ball, and then the flag came in after that. Here comes the official judge.
Intentional grounding.
Oh, you're trying to stop the clock. Loss of down. 4th down. And 10 yards back.
Wow. Yeah.
I
don't know what to say.
So now, do you have to spike the ball and run outside the tackle box and spike it?
I'm just trying. It had to be something with the formation, maybe.
Yeah, because
I'll have to. Unfortunately, I'll have to look at the replay.
The way I interpret it, if I was Coach McCutcheon right now, I'd be like.
And they're going for a field goal.
Yep, they are. Spotted at the 18, so this will be a 28-yard kick.
And that kick is going to be good. So 14-12 is now the score.
With 0.5 seconds on.
I think it's 5. It's 5 point. 5 point, I think is what it is.
No, it is 0.5.
It is?
It is. Just
yeah, because it said 58 a little bit ago.
It started at 5 seconds anyway, so yeah.
Okay, so the field goal of 28 yards by Lloyd, his second one of the night. The first one was 26, if I recall.
I believe so.
So
let me check.
They got time for one more play.
They're telling them to run the clock.
Yeah, just let the clock run. Smart move. I like that. Let's just get the halftime. They're going to let the clock run, and that will be officially halftime.
So with that, folks, halftime 14-12 in favor of Ellwood City. Kind of a wacky game.
I would say.
Section play is upon us. So, folks, we're going to turn the camera over and let you enjoy both the Ellwood City Pride of Ellwood City Marching Blue Band, the Mohawk Warrior Band, and Brad will be getting you stats and out-of-town scores as we move forward.
I wondered, real quick, I wondered it. That's what it was, the replay. Bobby Fadden made a play to run the ball.
Is that
That
what, I
means
was going to
he's
say that too.
established, and that's an incomplete pass. So
Okay.
I wondered if that would have.
I kind of wondered that too.
Shout
but
out
he was
to
kinda waiting
Doug
to-
Smith.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's exactly
he's
what it
a
is.
band parent and good friend that texted me that.
All right, so we'll go to the bands. It's halftime here, 14-12, Ellwood City.
Fright and Funk Show. Tonight we begin with a classic from the 1986 Broadway classic. Here is our rendition of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. Now we let our dance line explore the space. Believe me, you're going to want to have that cowbell in the 1976 hit from the Blue Oyster Cult. Here is Don't Fear the Reaper. conclude our Fright and Fun show with a blast from the past from 1992's Pablo Honey album. This is Radiohead's Creep. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lincoln High School Marching Blue Band. The Blue Band is under the direction of Peyton Parker and Lila Fox. Directors Mr. Lee Caldwell and Justin Miller. Choreography by Tyler Bacon Westall. Percussion by Mr. Evan Berchinski. Logistics Coordinator Mrs. Janelle Berchinski. And I'm Bill Gilkey, the voice of the Blue Band. Thank you for your support and thank you for supporting music education. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Band Funk. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field your 2025 Mohawk Warrior Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Jason Zay and Assistant Director Justin Adicott. Auxiliary Advisor Mrs. Stephanie Zay. Band assistants are Miss Anna Donofrio, Miss Savannah Telshaw, and Auxiliary Assistant Miss Brooke Doherty. This year we proudly present our halftime production, Weekend Warriors. We will kick off the weekend with Say Amen Saturday Night, made famous by Panic at the Disco. Our second feature brings the bold power of Demi Lovato's Confident, and to finish, we'll battle it out to Elton John's rock anthem, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting.
majors, Mark McKinney and Taylor Cully, is your band ready? Sit back and watch as the Mohawk Warrior Marching Band will march, play, and conquer the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mohawk Warrior Marching Band. The Mohawk Warrior Marching Band. Your Mohawk Warrior Marching Band once again. The Mohawk Warrior Marching Band would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our band boosters, administration, Mohawk Area School Board faculty, and the
All right, folks, welcome back into, well, above the press box booth here. Brad Windhorst for Ellwood City Sports. It's halftime, and the halftime score reads on your screen now. It is officially 14-12 in favor of the Wolverines. A weird and wacky night across the board, specifically for the stats and results and everything. Something different tonight in the air, so hopefully we'll see what happens in the second half. Maybe things will change around for both teams. On your screen are the halftime stats. 14-12 in favor of the Wolverines. Rushing yards, Ellwood 23-59 for the Warriors. Passing yards 28-56. So basically, just take Ellwood's stats and double it up. It's 51 yards to 115. Both teams with one turnover. The only thing that's kind of holding Mohawk in check is the 5 penalties for 40 yards. 2 penalties for 10 yards for Ellwood. The big thing is Bobby Fadden, 2 plays of negative yards. The first drive, he goes backwards, fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Cameron Mills. There's 7 of Ellwood's points. A drive or 2 later, Bobby Fadden gets sacked in the backfield. But with all the play call and everything, somehow they get it done, and they score points off of that. The PAT is blocked, so they get 6 points. So 2 plays where Bobby Fadden goes backwards, gives up points. It goes 1 for Ellwood, 1 for the Warriors. So there's your halftime stats. Some individual stats so far for the Warriors. Lucas Stratton, 14 carries, 73 yards. So that number would be a little bit bigger for Mohawk, but unfortunately for Bobby Fadden, 10 carries, negative 14 yards still. A couple sacks there by the Wolverines defense. For Ellwood City, Richard Kierton, 5 carries for 13 yards. Tyler Smiley, 3 for 6, and that's basically the only offense that you've had. 9 carries for a total of 23. Passing-wise, Tyler Smiley, 1 for 6, 28 yards. That one play, that's a banger. 1 touchdown. Unfortunately, one of those 5 incompletions was an interception, so he's 1 touchdown, 1 interception in this game. Bobby Fadden, 6 for 10, but only 56 yards, so less than 10 yards per pass play there. He does have the 1 long one, which was, yet again, a 28-yard touchdown. So we've got check that, 20, make sure it was 24 yards.
Yeah, yes.
I believe it was. Let me check here to clarify. No, it was both 28-yard passing touchdowns. So, again,
and that
folks,
was on a 4th down.
And that was on a 4th.
I don't mean to disrupt you, but
that was a 4th down. Ellwood a 4th down. It is something else, folks, and that's what Thad is kind of alluding to here. 3rd downs and 4th down conversions so far. Ellwood 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Mohawk 3 for 7. Ellwood, though, 2 for 2 on 4th down. Mohawk 1 for 1. So if you're not getting it done on 3rd down, I guess 3 for 3 combined on 4th down says something. Thad, the big thing that needs to change, time of possession. 17:33 to just 7. 17 minutes to just 6. Wow. That is in favor of Mohawk. So there you go, folks. Halftime stats there. We'll get some out-of-town scores real quick. Last night, Riverside defeated Union 9-7 for the first section victory. Getting close to halftime, Freedom Bulldogs, Ellwood's next opponent, up big on New Brighton, 28-0. Western Beavers up on Beaver Falls at halftime, 15-0. Neshannock at Rochester, that one was officially postponed to a later date. That was supposed to be played tomorrow. We have halftime score in McConnell We Trust. Shenango 36-6 at halftime. Looks like the Wildcats got the Wildcat roaring. Let's see. Moving on. Laurel at Bishop Canavan. That's a good one. That one will be streamed somewhere. That's on Saturday. That's going to be a good one for Laurel. That is, I believe, a non-section game. The last one for Laurel. They play 1 extra. Newcastle's hosting York, and it's 40-0 in favor of Newcastle. A big one, folks. This is a neat and awesome out-of-town score, way out of town. Thomas Jefferson and Avonworth tied at 14 apiece. Those are two big bullies. And an upset in 2A Allegheny Conference right now. Steel Valley just cruising past South Park 20-0. Thad?
Well, they put some time back on the clock as we were at 0, and none of the teams are out yet. So, come back to you, Brad.
Yeah, I forgot about it. I wanted to clarify a couple things here, folks. We were talking about the clock situation, going from the first quarter to the second quarter in this game, and then at halftime. And we got clarification. We got a couple rule books flying around. We're going to have to bring it next week. I may have to read that a little bit more than I normally do. But give credit, Lawrence County Sports Network and James Dotson came up here. Good conversation, clarified a couple things. Had a good conversation, kind of saying that things got to change. But anyways, we'll leave that until another day. There is no under a second on a clock. There are no tenths of seconds in high school sports. So if the clock hits 1 and on the football screen or the scoreboard it goes from like 0.9 to 0.8, 0.7, there is no such thing in high school sports. So when the 1 second is gone, it goes down to point something. They assume it's zeros.
0.9 is 0.
Yes. So 0.9 on is 0. So basically that's why Ellwood did not need to take a timeout in the first quarter going into the second. And that's why when that field goal was good with 0.5, it translates to 0 seconds. We make halftime. So there's that concern.
There were 5 seconds on the clock had stopped with like 4 seconds for that last field goal. So, and when the field goal went through, it was done at 0.5.
0.5. Yes, yeah. It was like 5.8 technically on the screen.
Yes.
It went down to 0.5, and then that's why it makes it 0. The other thing we want to clarify is this, did he or did he not? Again, folks, you guys can help out, and we don't necessarily have replay right in front of us, although we did go back and we can scroll back on YouTube a little bit. The Bobby Fadden intentional grounding rule here. If he established himself as a passer and making a football play, that means literally taking a step and moving and shifting off of that snap. If he throws the ball on the ground, yes, that is technically considered intentional grounding. Now, if he just snaps the ball and instantly drops it straight down or throws it down on the ground, then it's incomplete. We move on. All the rule states is the quarterback has to be behind the center. So it doesn't have to be underneath center. It could be 5 yards. It could be in pistol formation gun. But they're going to say, and I think we saw it, if you make a move, it could be any football move, moving forward, taking a step forward, which we think he did with his left foot or right foot, then he threw the ball. That's intentional grounding.
What Fadden did, in my mind, was the right thing to do. No, I didn't know that he could get a penalty. It's like he got the ball, and he's like, there's nothing here. He took a step or two, not big ones, I mind you, but he spiked the ball. If he would have threw it to the tight end and hit him in the butt, it would have been fine.
And then on top of it, this is the last one, and we'll
make it quick.
We're going to make it and keep it short. Ellwood, in that situation, does technically have the option to run the clock or the clock run off. So in all that whole thing, the clock could have run off. We'll talk about it later. Hopefully it doesn't come into play. That one's a very ticky-tacky roll situation. The opposing team does have the ability to say, I want a clock runoff instead.
Because they had 0 timeouts.
Because they had 0 timeouts.
Just to clarify that.
What a weird and wacky night, Thad. Let's start this third quarter.
We got a game, folks. It's 14-12. Mohawk, 6-point touchdown, missed the extra point. Got 2 field goals to get their 12. The Wolverines, 14-yard fumble return, 28-yard touchdown pass, Tyler Smalley, albeit the only completed pass for the Wolverines in that first half, but you're here to get points, so that worked that time. Here, Wolverines will be getting the ball first. Driving kick this time. Taken there by DeLong Carey at the 9-yard line. Comes up to the middle, hit hard, but a nice return out to the 31-yard line.
Number 26.
Tackled there by number 26. And I will tell you, folks, up here where we started the night off, nice close to the sun, we had good lighting. Now, it's a bit of an issue. But Brennan Conti with the tackle.
So that was about a 21, 22-yard return for DeLon. So if there is one good thing on the special team so far, kick returns have been pretty good for Ellwood.
Yes, they have. First offensive play of the third quarter for the Wolverines. Tyler Smiley hands off Richard Corton and nowhere to run. Oh, gets away from, he got decked. Great. Was that Rads? As Rads, I think it was
77.
No, Don Manuco, the homecoming king. He, I don't know who originally had him there at the first time, but he was able to get away, and then Manuco was there just to clean him up for a 5-yard loss. We'll give him a 6-yard loss. It's 2nd and 16.
And unfortunately for Ellwood, you've kind of shown that you've had to run on first down. I wish we could do those numbers. The number of times Ellwood has run on first down, I mean, it's almost perfect every time.
Well, just to maybe throw in some play-action pass or something just to mix it up a little bit. This time we got 2 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left. Sidecar to Smiley's right. This time he's going to go back to pass. Surveys. He looks. Wants to go deep and overshoots his man as Dom Hogue.
And there is a flag.
There's
I
a
wondered.
flag.
Oh, boy. There was one spot right around the 50-yard line where the two players kind of, I don't want to say collided, but they did check it up, and the flag was thrown.
Our gyro was there for coverage. The ball initially looked like it was overthrown a bit, but if his progress was impeded, that's a big word for me, Brad.
Oh, well, right now I think it's a big word for all of us. And because of that minus 6-yard loss, this will not be a first down technically. It should be 2nd and 1.
Right, and it's not an automatic first down
in high school.
High school.
So many rolls.
2nd and 1. I kind of like how they got these lighted up goal sticks or yard.
The downs. So easy to read.
Yes, they are on this 2nd and 1. Smiley in a shotgun, sends a man in motion. Hands off there to Curitan. He's going to get the first down, not by, well, depends on the spot. We've been wondering about them all night as Curitan needed a yard, and they wave the sticks forward. He is going to get that first down.
If he did, not by much.
1st and 10 ball on a 41. Sorry I couldn't help you there in the tackle, Brad. And the public address announcer didn't help me either. So I got a little Seven Nations Army going on here in the background. The guy that runs the playlist here, he got it figured out. 1st and 10, ball on a 41-yard line. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Smiley hands off to Curitan and making a bad dash for the sidelines was Curitan, and he's going to get out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Giving some chase there was the Mohawk Warriors.
Number 11.
That was officially Joe
Nail. So going to be a pickup of a long 3. I'm going to say 4.
Yep.
Going to bring up a 2nd down and 6.
And if you're Ellwood, you need first downs. I don't care how you do it. You need first downs.
Well, it's 2nd and 6 right now.
Oh, boy. What?
A timeout taken at the 10:07 mark
Jeez.
by the
Things.
Ellwood City Wolverines. Folks, it was a busy week in Ellwood City sports. I think, what was that, Tuesday, Brad? There were 7 of 8 things going on.
Yep. There were 6 sports, and if you include boys and girls track, you had 7 teams officially in action.
Yep. So boys golf, 13-1 in the season. They defeated Neshannock 200-208, and Mohawk 206-211 to take over first place in the section.
And they also
victory gives them a share of at least the section title.
And I finally got the other results, the other teams. It's official that Ellwood will be the number 1 seed. It's just whether or not they share it with Neshannock. They have to beat Laurel. You beat Laurel on Wednesday, you're golden.
So, and some good teams. Statistics there, Matt Keller is 6th with 72. Kennedy, 76. And Rosansky, 82. Team finished 6 out of 25. Girls golf, 5-6 on the season. Suffered a loss to Loras Catholic. Heading into the MAC and quad final match next week. Hey, back to live action here on this 2nd and 6. 2 wide outs to the right. Smiley looks out there. Got his. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, we've watched Dom play wide receiver for 4 years. We don't see that happen very often as the ball falls through his hands. And
In fact, those are ones you got to have. You got to get the confidence going for Tyler, and that was perfectly thrown right in the numbers. Got to help him out here.
Yes, you do. And the Wolverines coming in tonight only averaging 8.6 yards per catch. 2nd and 6. Smiley. He's got room to run. He's met there, pushed down by number 21 of Mohawk, Cole McDaniel. We've said his name a lot tonight, tackling. And Smiley just needed one more yard. The coverage downfield was there. He didn't have anywhere to throw to.
Tush push time.
So a big 4th and 1, ball resting right on the 50-yard line.
Yep.
Wolverines up by 2, 14-12, 9:30 remaining. Big play here for the Wolverines. Back to pass is Smiley. Surveys, throws it down there, and it's going to be incomplete. I just said his name, making big plays. Cole McDaniel was there to knock it out of the receiver's hand. Was that Colton Gulo in there?
Number 7, Barbario.
Or Barbario.
I do not like that call at
I don't
all.
either.
That is
you're
not
4th
a
and
good
less
call.
than 1.
You do the tush push for a reason.
And I mean, you can the play design was
Pantera
good enough,
now?
but it wasn't fooled by the Warrior
Nope, good read.
defense. So
Give credit to the linebackers there.
yes, you do. Yes, you do. As Mohawk now down by 2, whole lot of football left to go here as Fadden is in that shotgun position. He wants to keep it this time. Sheds one blocker, gets another block, makes a man miss. Oh, head! Hit in the head is Declan O'Brien. And that was not targeting. It was just the way the bodies fell. Fadden gets 5 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 5. Drake Davis was in there in the backfield. And Fadden was able to shake and bake a little bit to get around him. But heavy pursuit there by O'Brien. 2nd and 5. Right now, if you're the Warriors, you'll take 5 yards on 1st down.
Yep.
It's when they get behind the ball outside of the 122-yard loss, they scored the next play. Fadden, handoff. Stratton makes a man miss. He's going to be taken down there. But a big-time gain there of about 8 yards as he was taken down by Cam Mills from behind. And another 1st down now for the Warriors of Mohawk.
Lucas Stratton so far 15 carries, 81 yards. Bobby Fadden still technically minus yards. I don't think that will last long.
But Lucas Stratton, I think we need to remember, he's just a freshman coming in here.
He's a freshman.
And we're seeing him play on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
It's not like the coach is saying, we're going to keep you just in there for running back. We need you on the field all the time. 1st and 10, ball on the 37-yard line. Fadden fakes the pitch end around to number 1, Argyro. Weaves his way through. I thought it was going to be a lot more than a big-time flag coming in. I think this might be coming back.
Yeah,
Reynolds with the tackle.
You could have almost got him twice. He pulled one way flag, pulled the other way flag. So this is
We
definitely
got
a
2
hold.
flags out there.
Yeah, both
Yep,
through.
it is a holding against. The play design was just complete misdirection. And I would say for the most part, the Wolverines were not fooled.
No, they were not.
And that ball is going to come back 10 yards from what appeared to be the line of scrimmage as the infraction happened behind the line of scrimmage. And after last year's new rule, see, they changed these rules just to keep us on our toes.
Sure they do.
So now 1st and 20. Ball back at the 47-yard line. Fadden in there at quarterback. Looks to pass. Throws it out there. Got his man. Another flag
my
comes
goodness.
in as our gyro took the ball down out of bounds to the 37-yard line.
And this
we'll
is-
wait to see what the flag is.
This is going to go against Mohawk because I believe Cameron Mills got ripped down hard, and he is limping. He got ripped.
I
Man.
did not see that.
Yeah, he got ripped downward, and now he's limping, and I'm assuming this is going to be another hold on the offense. Or it's low chop block maybe even.
They're going to talk to Coach Bradley. Wow. See, it would bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Thad, we were talking about penalties in that first half, and it's getting worse.
Yep, but they had 5 in the first half.
Yep,
and they just
5 for
got,
40.
Yep, there's your chop block.
Yep.
Ooh, and notes of the 15-yard persuasion.
Uh-huh.
Wow, they had the ball at the Wolverine 37-yard line, and now it's all the way back at the Mohawk 37-yard line. So it's 1st and 35.
Well,
But remember, they scored on what was it, a 4th and 31? No, it wasn't that because it was 24, 4th and 21.
I don't think any playbook in America has a 1st and 35.
2 costly penalties because that would have set that second down up to be 2nd and 10 after the holding play. Thad now. Back to pass. Got some time. Going to go deep all the way downfield.
Yep.
And
now
another
it's a flag.
Another flag and a hat off.
Or is the hat for the player running out of bounds? Was there a flag, or it was just him running out of bounds? I think it was just him running out of bounds himself.
Was it the wind knocking the hat off?
Because if the player ran out of bounds by himself with no help, the official throws the helmet.
Wait, they did not.
That's what I'm saying. So number 1, Landon Argero apparently went out of bounds by himself, which means he cannot touch the ball. So that's why they throw the hat. So incomplete pass. That's it.
Okay.
That's all it is. I can explain that one later on. It's so much. This game's got way too much.
I thought there was a flag on the play.
Right. It looked like it at first.
So Fadden on this 2nd and 35. He had some time to throw on that one. He's going to keep it, fakes it, around the left side, makes a man miss. Up the sidelines he comes, lowers his head, and hits the ground hard at the 47-yard line.
That was number 4, Dom DiNucci.
So he does pick up some of that yards back, but it's still going to be 3rd and about 22. They're going at 3rd and 25.
I've never heard 4 plays minus 2 yards, and this game has had everything, Thad, and it's still the 3rd quarter, halfway.
Yes, it has. So 3rd and 25 for Fadden and the Warriors. Wolverines. They got picket fence out there. There's Stratton with the ball. Weaves his way up through, and not much running room there as P.J. Du Bois is there. Going to get about 4 yards. Tristan Reynolds is in there as well. So now it's going to be 4th down. Well, how long have they possessed the ball, Brad?
17 minutes coming into this drive.
No, in this drive.
Well, 17, and then basically almost the full 4 minutes. So
they've moved it 1 yard. They started this drive.
Yeah, 5 plays, 1 yard.
They've started this drive at the 49-yard line. So here's punting. Remember, Fadden is back there to punt.
Give me a return here, folks. Give me a return.
Yep. Dom Hogue is there. There's the punt. High punt. And it's going to be taken. As Dom Hogue went to get the ball, and luckily for him, it bounced out of bounds and not in the field of play. That could have been disastrous.
Yes, it could.
So 5:32 remaining, fast-moving 3rd quarter, because there's not been much offense. The Wolverines are still under 75 yards of total offense for the game, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So scores 14-12 in favor of the visiting Ellwood City Wolverines. But once again, you talk about that field position, Brad. We've been doing this too long together.
Well, and
we just
folks,
both know it.
I mean,
it's at the 7-yard line where the Wolverines are starting from.
It's an easy book right now for Ellwood on offense. It's not good.
And everything in tight. Cam Mills in a quarterback, and he's going to be taken down.
Nowhere to go.
By number 11 in there, Joey Nail hits him. And
maybe a no gain.
I think they're going to be generous and give him a no gain on the play.
And then they quickly
so a whole
abandoned
quickly
that.
package coming in.
Jeez.
They had the bigs in for Cam. So now Smiley is back in there on a 2nd and 10 ball on the 7-yard line. Wolverines really need to get out of what would be shadows of their goalposts. Back to pass. Got his man out there. Dom Hogue gets the ball. Taken out of bounds there by Argyro. And there's the first down we were looking for, Brad, as that ball went from the 7-yard line out to. And it's going to be a little short.
No, they're good.
No, they're waving them. They're waving them on.
Okay. Don't do me. I have hit. Where's the undo button? I need an undo button for tonight.
Well, they didn't do it real quick.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm going to hold up on my buttons.
So now it's on the 17-yard line. So pick up of a 10 there for Dom Hogue.
Man, this music is great. This music is great.
Dom's 10th catch on the season. Now Smiley back to pass. He's going to get gobbled up, and he's going to go down for the sack as he loses 2 on the play. A host of Warriors was in there.
Looking at the guy that's holding his wristband
Yep.
right now. Who's that? 77? Okay.
Monaco. He's played pretty tough on that left side of the line.
So we'll officially credit him with the sack of 3 yards here. And somehow 4:11 left in this third quarter.
Now, 2nd and 13 after the sack. Back to pass to Smiley. There's a flag, false start. Going to take you back to another 5. So that second 2 negative plays in a row, Brad.
This game has seen everything. So I say we submit the film to WPIL and let them review this one. This has had everything.
So now all the way back to the 9-yard line. You're going to bring up a 2nd and 18.
So, Thad, 5 plays, 1 yard for Mohawk. So far, 3 plays, 2 yards for Ellwood.
So getting everything spread out here for Smiley. Got Richard Cureton to his side. No, it's Barbario. Throws it out there, a little too high for Dom Hogue. They had the blockers out in front. We saw Dom able to do that pretty good.
Almost
And
a little extracurricular, the official breaking them up.
There wasn't anything almost about it. There it was. The official got in there to break it up before it got a whole lot worse. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 3:40 remaining. 3rd and 18. Wolverines, if you followed this team so far this year, their punt game is, let's just say it's less than stellar.
Thank you for keeping it like that. Insert bleeps.
My glass is half full. So 3rd and 18, Smiley needs some yards here. Back to pass, under pressure.
Got a lane, got to cut forward.
And hit hard there once again by Cole McDaniel. He was waiting. I think Cole's job was just to kind of spy in there, and the pocket collapsed. He did have a lane, but it closed quite quickly, Brad.
Yep. So that drive there, 5 plays, 1 yard for Mohawk, 5 plays, 8 yards for Ellwood. And that's it so far, basically, in this third quarter that only has 3 minutes left.
So
new kicker, by the way. The punter is number 8, I believe, Cameron Mills now.
Yes, so Mills to punt, and Bobby Fadden standing at the Ellwood City 46-yard line. Here's the punt by Mills. Not a bad one. It takes a big-time Ellwood City bounce as it's going to go stop there at the 47-yard line. So a 32-yard punt for no more than that. 37-yard punt.
38, but that's okay.
So now
I guess
the Warriors come in just down by 2 points, 14-12, 1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line. Their last drive, they started at the 50-yard line.
I don't want to say the next team that scores will win, but I think the next team who scores may honestly just get all the momentum to win.
I think you're onto something there, Brad.
Because this is I've not record books are being broken for wrong reasons tonight, and we may have to look some things up. This second half is wild.
Well, the first half wasn't no Sunday school picnic either.
No,
1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line, Fadden. Everything in tight. Hand off to Stratton. Oh, big-time hit there. Who was there? Mr. Cam Mills, TFL tackle for a loss. And knocks him back at about, where are they going to mark it at?
44.
44-yard line.
So loss of 3. Yikes.
So, quite honestly, in this third quarter of play, we are going to have more lost yards than we are positive yards.
Yes, we are.
And I'm not even throwing into penalties.
Ellwood may have 10 yards of offense, and that was that one completion for the first down pass.
Yep.
That's basically it.
So, you talked about big splash plays, and the big splash play will win this game.
Yes.
2nd and 13. Fadden. Back to pass. Throws it out there, and a nice catch as he was falling to the ground was number 11, Joe Nail, having a nice night on the receiving, not getting targeted a lot, but so a nice pickup. He gets the ball to the 49-yard line. He had to go down low to get that ball, but from my angle, it looked like a good catch, and the men in stripes agreed with me. So big third down here, 3rd and 6, ball at the 49-yard line. One wide out to the left, 2 short field to the right, ball on the right hash mark. Fadden with 5 seconds on the play clock, sends Joey Nail on hand. Fadden's going to keep it, makes a man miss, gets out there. Barbario hits him, but a nice first down run. Richard Curitan hits him out of bounds. Little John going on afterwards. But Bobby Fadden that time, he had Nail coming around on that jet sweep, faked the ball to him, faked the ball, or kind of pulled it out of Stratton's belly and went around the right side, and he just has enough speed that defensive end can't get him.
He's got that extra little nitro boost, basically, to kick it in extra gear.
Well, you
just
just
enough.
need to try to stretch him out a little bit more on them plays because they've done nothing much up the middle, straight up the middle anyway. Fadden now on 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. Hand off to Stratton.
There you
Stutter
go.
steps. And that's
PJ and the company there.
trying to go up the middle, and nothing happening there. PJ Du Bois is in there. So winding down here.
And folks, you
Just
don't.
so we're clear, there's 32 seconds on the play clock, 23 on the game clock.
And you don't want to abandon the run because you don't want to become one-dimensional. And right now, nothing against both these teams passing-wise, but so far the only passing that we've really seen is a Hail Mary, in a sense, to the end zone for touchdowns.
Right, on 4th downs.
Yeah.
So you had nothing to lose. If it got intercepted, it was the same as a punt. Folks, at the end of 3 quarters of play, it is 14-12 in favor of the Ellwood City Wolverines. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. The score 14-12. Hang on, folks. We get ourselves a ball game.
So far, Mohawk 43 plays, 154. Ellwood 26 plays, officially 68 yards.
So less than 3 yards per play. So on ball on the 40-yard line in Ellwood City territory on the 2nd and 10, Fadden keeps it, wants to throw it down the field. And, overshot his man. And number 3, Tyler Amicone, had a hand on it. It would have been a miraculous catch. I mean, it was just out there where he could not get it.
Well, and if you may be an Ellwood fan, I know you want to turn the ball over. If he catches that and falls, that's bad field position for
Yes,
Ellwood.
it was once again. And these officials, I will give them credit from this aspect. These guys are getting very chippy out there.
Yes.
And they know it, and they're getting in the middle of it. But I'm going to
to
tell you right now, we got 11 minutes and 54 seconds left to play. these coaches need to tell their kids don't do something stupid. Here's Fadden on the 3rd and 10, and he's not going to get much as Anthony Barbario was there to take down Fadden.
And Reynolds
down. He's in obvious pain.
As is a Mohawk
both
player,
them
77 possibly.
Yeah, and they both got kind of rolled up on.
Yeah, so 77 from Mohawk.
He got
He's
back up
walking
really quick. Is Dan Monaco, and Tristan Reynolds is still. Does that look like a cramp to you?
Not sure if it's cramp. I'm seeing maybe ankle. I think he got rolled up on his ankle. And folks, it doesn't matter if you do anything with the ankle, it doesn't feel pretty.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
So, folks, we'll take a timeout here. 11:42. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back.
Welcome back, folks. The injury on the field is to senior Tristan Reynolds. They do have the cart out there, and it's definitely lower body. He sat up on his own, but he is putting no weight on that right leg. We're not going to speculate, but we know he's not in any position to walk off the field. And you can see the frustration in his face as they were working on that right. It looked to me lower body, lower leg region. And Tristan, you're starting right tackle. You're starting defensive end on that right side.
What a great interview too.
Yes,
What a
great
great
you can
gentleman.
check out all of our interviews on our Ellwood City Wolverines YouTube channel, and just a great young man. And we will keep you apprised of what that injury is. But back to on this 4th and 8 now. You know, you got to regroup after you see a couple people go down on a play on this 4th and 8, ball on the 38-yard line, 2 seconds on the play clock. One, they got it off. Fadden back to pass. runs up the middle, meets some resistance,
And
he's going to be taken down.
That's what you need. Nick Condell.
Yep.
Nick Condell, who subbed in. How about that?
Yep,
Number
in.
70 comes in.
And
wow.
For the injured Tristan Reynolds, and gets in there into Fadden and brings him down. Because quite honestly, if Condell does not get him on that play or get him slowed down, Fadden could still be running.
And that will officially
fourth down, turnover on downs. Wolverines ball, 14-12, 11:09 remaining. A lot of time left in this game, but the Wolverines have only mustered 67 yards of total offense, and 28 of them came on one play. So now.
And who is it here? Is that Amicone? Unfortunately, number 3, Amicone, left early.
Left early, so it's going to put you behind the stick. So now remember, did Condell come back in for Tristan on offense? It looks like he has. I see.
Well, he's part of the line officially already.
Now.
Yeah.
You got Vinny Curie at right guard. Try to see who they got in there as they break this huddle. As Tristan was the right tackle.
I see Drake. I see Condell. It could be PJ. I don't see PJ.
It's the long snapper. Patterson. Craig Patterson's in there now. And another flag. Oh, good gravy.
Another false start.
Another false start. Ugh. The Wolverines, in fairness, only had 2 penalties in that first half of play. And they here we have had 2 back-to-back to bring up a first down and 20 ball on a 30-yard line.
It's pretty bad when you're up to 13 combined penalties. And time of possession, Mohawk 24 versus just 11 for Ellwood. And not saying that it's going to happen again, but second
They
and
got them doubled up. They got
20.
They got the Warriors out of sorts on defense here. But hands off to Richard Curtin and tries to go off the left side and can be ridden down by a nice tackle.
And now we got another injury for Ellwood.
Fadden with that tackle. Who's getting up slow was Patterson, who came in.
Man. Nope, that's 52.
52.
That's Vinny Curry. Gets up a little bit slow.
And keeps himself in the game, does he? He didn't come out, did he?
No, he did not.
So Richard Curtin's going to leave the game on
now
this
he is,
second and 15.
Yeah. Okay.
So second and 15, ball on the 35-yard line. Wolverines got to get a drive here with some offense. Up by 2, however, 14-12. Everybody going down the field deep. Throws
Wide
it out.
open!
Whoa, he overshot his man as Barbario came out of the backfield, was down right between the center of the hash marks, and he was wide open, but too tall was the pass. Ball falls incomplete. 3rd and 15.
Splash play right there. Oh! Those you got to have.
Yeah. You don't get many opportunities like that. How many offensive plays you say they've had? Not many.
28 now to 46.
And
if you have a couple more of those, we're not talking 14-12.
No, you're not, because Barbario had nothing but dry green grass in front of him. 3rd and 15. Back to pass is Smiley. Oh, gobbled up and goes down for the sack.
75.
Who's that? Number 75 with the sack, Alicious. Franklin Kelly on a big 3rd and 15. I don't know where he came from, Brad, because he came out of it like a cannon. Smiley had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. All the way back to the 28-yard line, bring up a 4th and 22. Fadden back. Is that Mills in kicking?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Good bounce here.
And kind of goes east and west instead of north and south. But the Warriors are going to take over now at the 43-yard line.
So that was officially a 29-yard punt, but at least it went forward.
Yes, down the ball there was Nick Dolder. So 9:35 remaining, 14-12. Not a textbook, offensively driven third quarter. Wasn't all. There was more penalty yards, I think, than total offense.
Not a textbook game at all.
But
something.
It's Mid-Atlantic Conference first section game of the year. 2 teams lining up,
Midwestern.
coming in off a loss.
Midwestern.
We're in a cornfield. It's Midwest. Fadden keeps the ball around the right side. Got a man to beat, and he's going to tiptoe out of bounds there at about the 48-yard line. Going to get 4. Not sure who was given chase. That's
Number
kind of DeLong Curie area.
Dom Hogue.
It was Dom?
Yeah,
It was
opposite
the one.
side.
Okay,
Yep,
Dom
yep.
was over there. And good thing Dom had his speed to kind of persuade him
Well-
out of bounds because Fadden had the edge.
I'll also give him credit for not hitting him, too, because he kind of held back.
Yep. So 2nd and 6, ball on the 47-yard line. Fadden, 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Stratton behind him. Fadden throws it out there to Nail, and he's going to fall his way forward. Second effort to get that first down. Joey Nail, the senior, he knows how important these games are, and he was kind of wrapped up about a yard short of the line of gain,
With
and he
number
made his way
4,
in.
And then number 1 with the tackle.
So DiNucci was the initial hit, and Dom Hogue was there to finish him off, but a first down. Now remember, we have seen Lloyd kick a 26 and 28-yard field goal so far tonight.
Yep.
So, and they looked good.
Yes.
It wasn't a chip.
Could have been good, probably about 40.
Here's Fadden now. Awaits the snap. Play clock gets down. Sends our gyro in motion. Turns around. Wants to set up the screen. Finds his man. He drops it. No, he kept a hold of it to Nail.
Blow it. The helmet came off.
Oh, okay.
That could have been bad.
Yes, it could have. He's going to pick up about a yard on the play. As I thought it was the ball hit the ground. Here it was the kid's helmet. Mills is going to get credit with the tackle. That play had potential to be a whole lot more than 1 yard. I think the Wolverines dodged a bullet there. So Nail's going to have to come out for a play with the helmet coming off.
Subbing in is number 7.
14 second, the 13 second. They're not going to get to. They're going to have to
Pretty
hurry.
close. Got to get up the line. That was Landon Wallace who subbed in, number 7.
So 5 seconds on the play clock. Wallace gets out there 1 second, and Fadden just does get it off in time. Hands off to Stratton, gets ahead of steam, rolls around there. Cam Mills was there to drag him down along with Declan O'Brien. Going to get maybe about a yard. We're going to give him 2. So another big third down here. Not sure where they're at on third down. My lighting's not so good here. I can't really take the notes like I'd like to. I can
So
take notes, I
far,
just can't read them.
Third down, 4 of 10. 1 of 2 on 4th down, 4 of 10 on 3rd down.
So 3rd and 6. Everything in pretty tight now. They've passed out of this formation. Fadden almost looked like the option, cuts it upfield. And
Big tackle.
but he rolls his way forward. Who was underneath there?
Number 9.
Yep, Colton Gullo.
So
And a Mohawk player.
yes, the Mohawk players now
They're
down.
not blowing the whistle yet. Man. Somebody got to look and see that there's a player down and call the whistle. So officially down to the 41, so pickup of 2. Injury timeout here.
That's to number 60. Trey Gangone.
And that makes it now 4th and 5 for Mohawk here.
As they're tending to Trey.
And unfortunately, he's in pain just like Tristan had a couple minutes ago. So, folks, we'll take another timeout here. 7:06. Mohawk Warriors 4th and 5, down 2.
Welcome back, folks, after the injury. Trey Gangone coming off the field with assistance, getting a little bit of weight on that, not much weight on that left leg. And as he's some of the coaching staff there helping him get off the field. So 4th and 5 now.
And he's getting directions from head coach here, so it looks like they will officially go for it instead of punting, although you never know.
Yep, you got Fadden, and I think they're setting up to go for it. Ball on the 41-yard line. I don't mind this call. 6:48, 5 seconds on the play clock. 4 seconds as Fadden looks. Gets the ball.
Oh, man, timeout.
Had to burn a timeout. Ooh, that hurts. You got 2 remaining, but to have to burn a timeout after an injury timeout.
Yeah.
You just didn't get things going. Hey, folks, the long-time tradition. I mean, they've been doing this a long time. Urban legend has it that they fed David before he grabbed the slingshot and the pebbles and went down to the creek.
That's longer than us, right?
That's been a long time.
Okay.
But the Thursday night dinner is always a great time for the football team. And this year's Thursday night dinner was provided by Johnny's Pizza. Johnny's Pizza, one of the great mainstays there in Ellwood City. They served up macaroni and meatballs, chicken tenders, and, of course, you don't go to Johnny's without getting some of those pepperoni rolls. Big thanks to Randy DeSanzo and Doreen Welsh for putting it all together. And Doreen Welsh, and I joke about doing this a long time, she was one of the originals that started the Thursday night dinners all the years ago when her kids played. She started having them at her house.
Well, I'm going to go even
further. And then
further.
they go a bit further. And, desserts were by Aaron Warner and Jess O'Brien. They do it every week. They've done desserts for years.
And I know you're not referencing my brother David up in Canada, so
okay.
You said longer than David and Goliath.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Different David.
I was going a little. You got it. You got it. So, with that, folks, Thursday night dinners.
Oh, boy. So, this could be the first play of the game. 6:40 mark here, but a 4th and 5 for Mohawk.
5. Ellwood faithful on the other sidelines. We can hear them over there. They know the importance of this. As Fadden awaits. Pulls it back. He wants to throw. Got all kind of time. He's going to go out to the right side. He's rolling back. Drake Davis is giving chase. This play's taking on forever. Fadden throws it down there. And a catch! And a flag comes in way late. As number 5.
Oh, boy. And it was
as
thrown
Corey
in the
Fennell. The back judge threw it from all the way down to 10-yard line.
There's a lot of things this could be.
I know
that play.
Illegal man downfield. We can talk about that.
Maybe a pass interference defense, pass interference offense.
As it stands right now, it's a first down because the ball is sitting at the 35-yard line.
And who caught that officially?
Fennell. Number 5, Corey Fennell. And that was just Mohawks letting you know it's against the Wolverines. And Fadden back there. Wolverines it started off like they weren't really coming at him.
I just don't know
illegal push.
I'm just trying to figure out how somebody gets that wide open though on a flag.
But that play took 9 seconds.
Well, which I get. I'm just trying to figure out the pass interference, and somebody is almost 15 yards wide open. I'm kind of confused.
But they're now wait a second. We
did it from the line of scrimmage,
so they didn't count the catch. Does that make sense, Brad?
Yeah, because it's the play. It's a foul during the play, so you either accept that or you take the field location with the first down.
So, but it's about the same exact yard mark.
Pretty much.
Because you're sitting at the 26-yard line. New set of downs for Mohawk, 1st and 10. Fadden's got one wide out to the left, one to the right. He's going to keep it this time. Goes up the middle, knocks a man over, and keeps rolling forward. He hit Barbario. Barbario got him slowed down enough, but a nice pickup on the play of 4 yards, 5:51 remaining. Both teams with 2 timeouts. So really no reason right now at all for Mohawk to rush. But the Wolverines defense needs to get a stop. They've held this Mohawk offense to 12 points to this point. So 2nd and 6, 2 wide outs to the left, sidecar. That's Stratton, hands off to Stratton. Pinballed around, not going to be much gain there. Ball comes out. They blowed it dead. So, yeah, he does pick up about a yard to be a 3rd and 5. I'm going to tell you right now, these Ellwood players, they get a little lippy with these referees, and they're going to do something stupid. So, really gave him no gain on the play. So 3rd and 6, ball on the 22-yard line. So as it stands right now, it'd be about a 40-yard field goal if they don't get it here. 4:28 remaining, rolling clock. Here's Fadden. Waits the snap, gets it. Quick throw out there. Ball falls short and incomplete as he was trying to get the ball out there to our gyro. He's made some nice catches so far tonight, but the ball kind of skipped to him.
Another 4th down.
Yes.
And so far, again, Thad going through it. 3rd down. They are now officially 4 of 12. 1 of 2 on 4th down. And are they going to kick this? They are. You got the T coming out here, so this is going to be a field goal attempt. Yep, here we go. This is going to be a field goal attempt, folks.
So what we're talking.
Spotted officially at the, 28.
38. No, yeah, 28.
So this would be a 38-yard.
Oh, there's a flag. The kick. Are you kidding? Offsides, Ellwood City.
And now it's 4th down and 1, and you now may go for it.
Yes, you may. And Coach McCutcheon's talking to Fadden on the sidelines. Just wants to wait to be sure. Coach Bradley is expressing his dismay. So, yes, you're right, Brad. It was 4th and 6. Now it's 4th and 1. How many penalties have we seen on 4th down tonight?
Just how many penalties, period. It's just bad.
So now Fadden back in there.
15 total penalties.
On the 4th and 1, 4:12 remaining. Both teams 2 timeouts. It'll be interesting. Fadden appears to be under center. Everything in tight. The Wolverines in there tight too. Creeping up to the... Oh, are you kidding? They moved again. 1st down via penalty. How do you let that happen? Offsides, Ellwood City. So you had a 4th and 6 field goal attempt, offsides, Ellwood City. You have a 4th and 1 field goal, or push, whatever you want to see forthcoming. Didn't even get to the play because they were offsides. First and 10, ball on the 12-yard line. Mohawk can get a 1st down. 3:40 remaining. Dakota made a great point during one of the breaks. Fadden lets that play clock get down to about 2, which is where it's at right now. Fadden going to go around the left side. Needs a block. Beats a man. Goes out of bounds at the 9. Ran a long way to get 3 yards. And Declan O'Brien, who was one of the people there to ride him out of bounds, got up a little slow, but he's running back to the huddle. So 3rd down and 9, or 2nd down and 7 from the 9. Oh man, them penalties, them offside penalties. I know you want to creep up to that line, but the discipline, you got to have it. Ball on the left hash mark. Fadden up to the line. In the shotgun. Got Stratton behind him. Everybody else in tight, double tight end set. Hand off to Stratton. He's got some blockers. Rolls his way up through there. Going to get pinball. And he's going to get taken down by about 5 white shirts there. He does get down to the 5-yard line. Kim Mills gets up from the bottom of the pile, but a lot of there. I think we got a timeout now by Ellwood City. Folks, it's fall sports season. Busy week, I'm sure, next week with sports coming up. And keep apprised to our Ellwood City Wolverines Facebook page, EllwoodCityWolverines.com, our Instagram page, as well as Brad on Twitter. I do know we have football next Friday night against Freedom, and they were winning quite handily in their game.
Yep, definitely have a middle school football game Wednesday home at 6. I don't unfortunately remember the opponent, and I do know that volleyball is all on the road. Next week, they will have their matches on the road, so we won't have any of the volleyball. Let's see. We got boys golf has their last match Wednesday in section play against Laurel. They do have a match against Wilmington. I'm looking forward to that because that's a neat one out of section. And then they'll get into some playoffs for boys golf. Girls golf will have their last couple things there. They have a quad match next week to finish section play.
New Brighton.
New Brighton. That's what I thought it was. New Brighton Lions for middle school football.
Okay, ball is resting right there on the 6-yard line after that timeout by Coach Bradley. He has one remaining. Remember, he took one early on there in that third quarter. Mohawk sitting there with 2 timeouts, 3:06 remaining.
If I'm
ball
Bobby,
is on that left hash mark. Really spread out this time. You got 2 wide outs to the right, one tight to the left.
I just keep this ball. I fake the handoff, read it. If it's open, just keep it, follow Bobby.
So, waits the snap, a little bit of a high snap, gets it. Fadden does keep it
Wow.
and bottled up quickly there.
Dang.
P.J. Du Bois, Drake Davis, and
Declan
O'Brien in there to stop that. Now, Ellwood City takes another timeout. I think if you're Coach Bradley, you're thinking, let's conserve that clock because we know they've done okay with the field goal so far. And right now, you're just a few yards longer than an extra point. They can get a first down. It's
Well,
fourth
no,
down and 3, ball on the 5-yard line.
I'm going to presume with 2 timeouts still for Mohawk with 2:56, I'm assuming the field goal attempt is coming.
Right.
With it being 4th and 3. Because if you give up the ball here, yes, Ellwood gets the ball back on a short or long field, and you never know, 2 timeouts, but this is clear. You go for the points. If you're Ellwood, you're telling your players, listen, I know you want to get to that line and maybe jump and block it, but it's 4th and 3. You cannot be off sides.
The other thing I would say, Brad, is that ball is sitting right on the left hash mark.
Yep.
A little bit of a different angle.
It does change it a little bit. And we've seen PJ and Declan or Daylon Curry come in from the edge, and they've blocked them this year.
Right.
So we're officially setting it.
You do have a lefty
at the 12.
Lefty kicker out there on this
22-yard
attempt for Lloyd. Fadden is holding, remember. Kick is up, and it is good. At the 2:52 mark, the Mohawk Warriors take their first lead of the night, leading 15-14. And I think maybe that was almost set up by design, Brad. I was thinking left hash mark, right foot kicker comes out lefty and was able to put it a little bit to the right, but it got through the uprights. It was plenty high enough and good. So a lot of momentum here. 15 points by Mohawk tonight, 9 of them via the field goal.
I was just going to say, we didn't have a conversation about a prediction on score-wise, but I think we would have taken the under on the fact that not 1, not 2, but 3 field goals is attempted. We did say special teams is going to make a factor, and, we nailed it.
I think we were
3 field goals.
Referring more to that.
Well, here you go. Here's your opportunity.
A really good night
for Ellwood. They've had good returns.
Andrew Lloyd.
Yep, Andrew Lloyd, not the Weber.
So, junior Andrew Lloyd with 9 of them 15 points off of his left toe. Here's the run-up and a kick. Ball's going to be taken there at the 10-yard line by Dom Hogue. Weaves around there and spun his way forward to the 35-yard line. So, it was about a 25-yard return. He had a good head of steam coming.
Number 9, I believe,
did
with
Dom.
the tackle.
As Jack Patterson was there to make the tackle. So, Wolverines now, 0 timeouts remaining. 2:46. Remember, a first down stops the clock to reset the sticks. Out of bounds. Stops the clock. So they kind of got to spread things out. And I'm a little bit curious to see what Mohawk is going to do. Are they going to pursue or going to stand back? This time he throws it out there, Dom Hogue, and he's going to get to catch at about the 42-yard line. So he picked up 7 and does go out of bounds. So gets 7 yards, not much time taken off the clock. So it's going to bring up down a 2nd down and 3. Smiley goes back, wants to do the quick pass out there, finds his man Dom Hogue, and what a play to keep him in bounds. He gets the first down, but smart play there by our gyro of Mohawk. They stopped the clock to reset, but Dom was trying to get out of bounds on that play. But our gyro kept him in, so sticks get set, and the clock starts running.
You want to just pick up the pace just the slightest bit here because, yes, you got 2 minutes, but got to keep moving here.
So ball resting right on midfield on the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Smiley now. Back to pass, fakes it, going to get chased out of the pocket. Rolls up there, he gets gobbled up, and he's going to be sacked by number 21. I think that might be his 2nd sack of the night, Cole McDaniel. Loss of 1 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 11.
And now that clock continues to roll.
So, back to pass, Smiley. Throws it out there, and it's going to be caught short of the 1st down by number 17, Cam Hockenberry, the freshman. So 3rd down and 5, as he had to go fall to the ground to catch that ball. 3rd and 5. Back to pass. Throws it out there. Gets Hockenberry. He's going to get out of bounds and the 1st down. So a nice catch by the freshman Hockenberry.
16 with the tackle.
Enough to move the sticks as Cameron Queer was there to get him wrestled down as he was going out of bounds. Minute 12 remaining. Ball on the 37-yard line. Eli Moore out over the ball. Wants to get it snapped to Tyler Smiley. He does. Back to pass. Tyler's looking. Pursuit from the backside. Coming. Oh, hit hard and taken down. Wow.
58.
Rad Szyminski in there for the sack. And that clock now is the Wolverines not a friend. Rad's in there. They're going to be naming a sub after him at Al's corner instead of his dad here if he keeps making plays like that this year. 2nd and 15. 42 seconds on a rolling clock. There he comes again. Ball is picked off the ground. They're going to call it a catch. He'd have been better off to let it fall to the ground. He only gained 2 yards on the play. 32 seconds remaining. There's a injury as one of the Mohawk Warriors, and that is I'm not going to say to him certain, Brad. I know they're down working on the ankle. As we're 26 and a half seconds remaining in the game, 15-14 in favor of Mohawk. What time did they score, Brad? He's back up on his feet. That is number 56.
Yep.
Who's getting assisted.
Joe Rosick.
Joe Rosick coming off. So, Wolverines coming back out. They don't need to hurry. They're not going to do anything until Rosick. And he is putting weight on that left foot, not all of his weight, but it's. So here we go. Start the clock. Smiley back on the 3rd and 14. Going to get chased down from behind. Oh, it gets it thrown away as number 50 was given chase, and Smiley ran out of real estate to do anything. I got the wrong number on that because I don't have a number 58. Is that Rads again?
Yep.
Radzaminski's having a field day right now. He's just pinning his ears back and going. So this is the game, folks. 16.9 seconds remaining. 4th and 14. Stick around post-game, folks. We'll have all the stats from this game and out-of-town scores. 4th and 14. 16 seconds. Back to pass. Smiley surveys. Wants to go deep down. If we got a man wide open. Touchdown! 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 Gets the ball. 41-yard pass as he broke down the middle. What a play!
What a play! Wow! And he bobbled it. Got the resistance to hold the ball for the score. Wow!
Tyler Amicone found an open seam down the middle. 9 seconds remaining. Hayden Huth comes on for the extra point. Can you believe it?
41-yard catch.
Here's the kick is up, and
it's good.
21-15. Wolverines down. 16 seconds remaining. 4th and 14. Ball on the 41-yard line. And Tyler Amicone, that's his first catch of the year, maybe his first catch of his career.
You had to be here to believe it. Wow. You can't make this script up,
No,
Thad.
you can't.
You can't.
No, you can't. And the Warrior sideline is just devastated. I mean, Tyler Smiley had not done hardly anything all night. 2 big plays. His longest pass play of the year came on that touchdown, 41 yards. Had the other big play to Daylon Curie.
And now if you're Ellwood, you got somebody back there returning. That's Bobby Fadden, so you may squib it like you've done all night long.
Yeah.
Kick it around that 30, get the tackle, and maybe one play.
Let him touch it because we got 9 seconds remaining.
Thad, that play right there finally put Ellwood over 100 yards in this game. They were at 90.
So we're at 130 yards.
Yeah.
And 60 of them came on their two touchdown scores. Here's Huth with the kick. High end over end kick. Going to be taken there and falling down quickly. On it was at the 28-yard line.
Is that
number 7?
Is that 7?
Number 7 with the catch, Landon Wallace. So 9 seconds remaining. 21-15 in favor of the Wolverines. Last week they came up short with 13 seconds remaining. This week, 16 seconds remaining. They were able to get the score. And here we are with 9 seconds.
Wow. High school, Friday night, lights football.
Remember, Mohawk does have
two timeouts. So you can kind of dip it to the end, the sideline, maybe get 5-6 yards or 10 yards, and then one play.
You got to let your receivers get downfield if you're thinking about 2 plays. So I see where you're going at with that.
Maybe run it up the middle with Bobby or Stratton, and then just call a timeout a little bit closer to
I don't know.
Something.
You can't.
Yeah,
you can't risk
Dakota's
that.
right. It's already down to 7 seconds on the play clock here. They got to get this off.
Why do you want to hurt 2 seconds?
Oh.
They do get it off. Fadden throws it out there, hook and ladder, and he gets it up that left side. 3 seconds remaining. Makes a man miss. A nice tackle. They get the timeout with 2 seconds as the ball was hooking in. Joey Neal got the ball.
And
Tyler Amicone was there to slow him down to get him stopped.
Who had the initial catch?
I don't know. So a pickup on the play. They're going to mark the ball at the Ellwood City 46-yard line.
I want to say the pass was completed to Landon Argero. I want to say it was Argero.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
He got it about 8-9 yards and then tack on the lateral as well. And that was Joe Nell, correct?
Yes, it was.
And he got out to the Ellwood
City 46. So
okay.
There's basically
and
2 seconds. So you got one play left.
Thad, you went and said it. Dakota called it out. Who made that tackle?
Amicone.
Tyler Amicone. We can say it now. Player of the game for Ellwood. Not even close. Wow. All right, Thad.
Here we go.
This is it.
Ball on the left hash mark. Wolverine's going to put a picket fence down there at about the 25-yard line. They're moving up a little bit. Official blows the whistle, starts the play clock.
Maybe if you're Mohawk, maybe you take a second timeout, even if you wanted to, just in case.
Yeah, they do have one remaining.
Maybe set up and see where the defenders are.
You only got 10 seconds.
Yeah, take the timeout and then just make another play. I think that's maybe what they're going to do here.
They're not going to get it off. Oh, they do call a timeout.
Yep.
So that final timeout.
I like it. I like it. Give yourself an extra little.
So I really thought the Wolverines, we said it earlier,
Thad,
we need that big splash play.
We are 3 for 3 tonight.
So.
Splash plays, contain the pocket, and third and fourth downs. And that was a fourth down completion. They held the pocket very well. Remember, they're doing this without Tristan Reynolds at right tackle. Maintained the pocket. A good throw.
Both their scores, both the Ellwood scores were on fourth downs.
And
long fourth downs.
Give credit to Tyler Smiley. He could have checked out of this game real fast and not make that throw. He missed Barbaria was wide open. He comes back. It's not pretty. But that scoreboard doesn't tell me if it's pretty or not. Right. It just says who wins.
Right. And we got one more play. See if there's a little Thad and magic. So, last play of the game, 2.5 remaining. Every 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right, Fadden in the shotgun. He surveys. Play clock's down to 8. Fadden now back to pass. Gets in pursuit. He's rolling out to the right. Going to throw it deep down the field. Got a man down there. Ball is intercepted. Ball game over. Interception by number 4, Dom DiNucci, as he was trying to find number 5 down there. And that's going to be the game, folks. 21-15 in favor of Ellwood City, winning in dramatic fashion in 41-yard pass play with 16 seconds remaining as Tyler Smiley throws to Tyler Amicone. The Tyler Show for the last 20 seconds of the game. And hard-fought game, some injuries along the way. Tristan Reynolds got carted off with lower body, I'm going to call ankle. These kids just played hard on both sides of the ball. Beat the snot out of each other, quite honestly. It was a offensive struggle. There's not a lot of offense, but the few big plays was the difference. Wolverines will go to 1-0 in conference. 2-2 so far on the season. Mohawk on 1 in conference, 1-3 for the season. As Brad's working here to get some of these final stats put in to give you for the night.
What a game. We'll go through it real quick, and then we'll call it here because that game went a little bit longer than expected. So final stats here, officially 21-15 in favor of the Wolverines. Ellwood coming into the last quarter only had 5 first downs. They finished with 8, and the fourth down conversions, I mean, ridiculous. 1 for 9 on third down, 3 for 4 on fourth down, 4 for 13 for Mohawk on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down. The difference is, well, you completed twice on fourth down. Total yardage in this game, one-sided for pretty much the second half. Officially, Ellwood finishes with 131 with 109 passing. They finished with 22 yards rushing with all those sacks in the second half. For Mohawk, they finished with 111 and 96, 207, and that's back-to-back weeks where basically the team with the most yardage hasn't won. And the time of possession somehow, in the end, ends 31 minutes to 28. I could have never guessed that.
It wasn't that way to be the fourth quarter.
No, it wasn't. And we'll go into some individual stats here. If there's anything that comes out, it's got to be Tyler Smiley, 8 for 18. He was literally 1 of 6 at halftime with an interception, comes back 8 of 18. Not pretty, not what you want, but most importantly, 109 and the 2 in the touchdown category. 5 catches for 54 yards. Give credit to Dom Hogue on that drive. Not 1, not 2, but he had 3 catches for first downs and good completions. And you know what? Big shout out. The big guy, number 17, Cam Hockenberry. He had 2 catches as a freshman on this sideline. So those are big. And then Tyler Amicone. I mean, it looked like that was not going to happen. He bobbled it, reset it, waltzes in for the 41-yard touchdown reception. Folks, that's where we're leaving this. The best way we can leave it is that right there. Thad, take us on out.
Well, what a great night. Great night for football. And we certainly do thank the hospitality here at Mohawk High School. Always treat us so well. Football, basketball, volleyball, whatever it might be. And great at promoting their school and student body to go along with it. Friday night we'll be back, 6:45 against Freedom, as well as other things throughout the week. A win is a win, and we're going to take it as we've won this game 21-15. So, on behalf of Dakota Marshall on camera, he's a national treasure, Mr. Brad Windhorst, our producer, and myself, Thad Sturgeon. We hope you've enjoyed the game as much as we've enjoyed presenting it to you. Have a great night, everybody.